The following is a presentation of Eagle Radio and Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. The basketball game of the week is on the air now.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome in here on the campus of Salina South High School. Tyler Henry alongside you, Brian Dennett handling all of our camera and production duties today, and coverage of this doubleheader between Salina South and Hutch is presented by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance. So glad you chose to spend your Friday afternoon, early Friday evening here with us. Again, it's the Salina South Lady Cougars. They come in at 12-4 overall. They will take on the Hutch Lady Salthawks at 3-13. Both teams battling it out here in the AVCTL Division I. Starting lineup here for the Hutch Lady Salthawks, presented by the good folks at Billings Group. It all starts with catcher Jaden Durant, then left fielder Bailey Pickering, third baseman Colby Kraft, and second baseman Brooklyn Hogan. Batting in the 5-hole, it's today's first baseman, Gianna Cornejo, and then shortstop Aliana Borders, center fielder Mercedes Mercado, pitcher Addison Coop, and right fielder Annalie Eckhoff brings up the rear of the lineup for the Lady Salthawks today. In the circle for Salina South with an early 2-1 count is Macy Yost. The senior is making her 10th appearance of the year. This will be her 9th start of the season as she gets this. Durant swings under it, and it's easy work to be cleaned up there by Harris at second. That'll bring up Bailey Pickering. But to go back and take a closer look here at the numbers for Macy Yost this season, the senior making her 10th appearance of the season. This will be her 9th start. She has tossed about 52 innings on the year, a 6-2 record, a 1.77 ERA, 1.5 whip, 33 strikeouts compared to 45 walks and 5 hit batters. And that's really been the only area of concern, so to speak. And actually those numbers flipped, I believe. It should be 45 strikeouts to 33 walks. But you take a look at the numbers for Yost. Again, she has been very good. And a chance to continue that against a Lady Salthawk team that has really struggled here this season. To be fair, they are 2-2 in their last 4 games as they were able to work a sweep of Wichita Heights. But beyond that, just one win this season. It came 7-1 in their third meeting of the year at Buhler. 2-1 pitch, a called strike on the outside half, and good work here early on for Macy Yost going through the Lady Salthawk lineup for the first time. Starting to get to be crunch time for both of these teams as you look at what remains in the schedule here. And for South, it's going to be a tough road. They've got Valley Center, Maize South, Eisenhower, and Newton for their final 8 games of the season. This is ball 4, and a walk issued to the speedy Bailey Pickering, and we'll see if they can find a way to make something of that as Colby Kraft will be the next to grab a bat. Quick reminder, Salina South is under the instruction of head coach Bree Vadreen. On the other side, Clayton Evans is the leader of the Lady Salthawks. South has already gone through a tough portion of their schedule. I mentioned they are 12-4, but you look at the way that this year has kind of broken out for them. And again, a split with Maize in their most recent meeting. They were able to get a big sweep of their rivals in Salina Central. Before that, a sweep of Campus. Before that, they were swept by Derby. And you keep going on through. They've faced some really good competition this year, including a tough Topeka West team. But now it's South trying to fight their way back here in a very competitive Class 5A. You look at the standings as they are today on the KSHO website, and South is actually listed, if the season ended today, as the 6th seed. That ball gets into right field. That'll be down in front of Briley Moss, who fumbled it a touch, but holding up at second is Bailey Pickering. And it's a single for Colby Kraft to put 2 aboard with 1 away. With that, let's go ahead and take you around the horn here for the Lady Cougars. Brecken Webb gets the start behind the dish. It's Peyton Fritz over at first. Harris gets the start at second. Sadie Zizicom at short, and Gardner tending to the hot corner at third. In left field, it's Chloe Helsel in center. Mackenzie Langer and Briley Moss gets the start out in right. Now, you might be wondering, if you're a fan of Salina South, you hear those names and you think, well, where's Morgan Janasek? Janasek is not in the lineup as this ball gets by. There will be no throw. Pickering slides up to third. Colby Kraft moves up to second. Janasek, according to a source close to the team, broke her finger and will be out for, at the very least, this doubleheader. They do expect her to return later this season. So 1 away here in the inning. 1-2 the count to Brooklyn Hogan. A chance for the power bat second baseman to bring across the first few runs of the day. She'll take a pitch high, and the count goes even at 2-2. But you don't see many power-hitting second basemen around the world of high school baseball or softball. But, yeah, there you go. That one on a line. That'll score 1 run. The throw comes in, and plating Bailey Pickering is Brooklyn Hogan as the Lady Salthawks take a 1-0 lead here in the top of the first. These have been well-hit balls so far. A pair of singles. Pickering, of course, reached on the walk, and that brings Janaya Corneo to the bat, or to the plate, rather. She'll foul the first pitch that she sees off. Colby Kraft moved up to third in all the chaos, and South still just hunting down those second 2 outs to get their offense up here. Lady Salthawks rocking the all-black jerseys today with the black pants, blue numerals trimmed in yellow. Meanwhile, for Salina South, it's the all-white home pinstripe jerseys, green pants with the green numerals trimmed in gold. 0-2 the count to Janaya Cornejo. She will take another pitch, a bit of a waste pitch there for Yost. Knew she had one and utilized that. Strikeout could be just what the doctor ordered here, as South just needing to find a way to keep that 1 run on the board. Make sure nothing else comes across. Good-looking pitch. They will fake the throw down to second, and they will let Brooklyn Hogan have the bag. So the traditional double play is taken out of the equation. But again, if Macy Yost can find a way to get this pitch across, it's really of little consequence. The 2-2. It's a soft chopper picked up by Yost. Looks to the bag. Throw to first is in time. And that is well executed PFP for the Lady Cougars as Yost turns and takes it to the bag. Not a ton of speed on third in Colby Kraft, and no chance that she was going to try to swipe home. So the last hope is Aliana Borders, who takes the first pitch in for a called strike. And that is really what we've seen Macy Yost do early in this game. She's gotten ahead in counts more often than not. A 1 pitch is fouled away, and she's ahead 0-2, 1 good pitch away from putting an end to the top of the first. Like I said, for Yost, 45 strikeouts, 33 walks, 5 hit batters. The 0-2 is on the way. Check swing. Thought about it that time, did Borders, but is able to lay off. So the count to 1-2 here on Borders. 2 runners in scoring position. A great chance for the Lady Salthawks to get some more runs on the board. And after getting ahead 0-2 again, got to be more cautious here for Macy Yost, as Borders looking for a good pitch to drive. The 2-2 is awfully close, but it'll miss at the knees, and the count is full. Yost is ready. She will wind it up. The payoff pitch, hit down the line and foul. See how the Salina South lineup copes with not having Janasek in it. She's been a big part of what this team has done offensively. Another 3-2. That ball is hit to short. It'll be picked up there. Sadie Zizakam. Throw to first is in time. And that will bring an end to the top of the first, but not before the Lady Salthawks get the first run of the board. They will have a 1-0 lead when we return. This is the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. It's presented today by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Hey Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
Your next visit to the doctor for an upcoming procedure or surgery should start with a conversation about Salina Surgical Hospital. Hi, this is Geraldine Diedrich, and we are truly committed to fostering your health and well-being. From outpatient procedures to inpatient stays, you will feel the difference in our excellent care and compassion. Talk to your doctor about scheduling your next procedure at Salina Surgical Hospital. Your surgical experience is our specialty. Salina Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local, community-involved physicians.
At Long MacArthur Ford, they always go further. Right now at Long MacArthur, you can enjoy employee pricing plus. What's employee pricing plus? Here's an example. A brand new 2024 F-150 Super Crew 4x4 list price $58K. If you're an employee of Ford, you can buy that same truck for $51K. With employee pricing plus, that same truck is only $45,000 with approved credit plus tax. See dealer for details.
Welcome back in here on our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. Tyler Henry alongside you, an early 1-0 lead for Hutchinson, but now it's time for the Salina South Bats to come to the plate for the first time today. And the first pitch to Briley Moss is a good-looking drop ball, but it'll be just high, and the count starts off at 1-0. Let's introduce you to the starting lineup today, presented by Billings Group. For Salina South, it's Briley Moss, the right fielder, to lead things off. She will be followed by center fielder Mackenzie Langer, then first baseman Peyton Fritz. Third baseman Hannah Gardner bats in the cleanup spot today. Batting fifth, it's today's starting pitcher Macy Yost. Then left fielder Chloe Helsel, catcher Brecken Webb, as that ball is chopped foul down the third base line. Second baseman Delaney Harris, and shortstop Sadie Zizakam, bringing up the rear of the lineup for the Lady Cougars today. In the circle is Addison Coop for the Lady Salthawks, and she has been working with a lot of off-speed here early. She's missed 3 drop balls, all of them high, trying to bring that down across the zone. Briley Moss has been keen to it. That's a tricky pitch. You leave it up, and it might just leave the yard. That ball struck well to straightaway center. Leaping up and making the catch is Marciano. That is a loud out, number 1, as that thing had extra bases written all over it, but it hangs up just long enough for Marciano to make a good athletic play, and that will turn things over to Mackenzie Langer. Langer, a senior, bats in the 2-hole. You take a look at her body of work this season, a .434 hitter on the year. And she will get jammed, but that ball falls fast enough. They rush a throw to first, and Caruso wasn't even looking. Boy, nobody home at first base, and they're lucky it went cleanly back to Durant, the catcher. So ruled a single here to Mackenzie Langer, and that'll bring up Peyton Fritz, but got to have your head on a swivel out there if you're playing defense. Speaking of which, let's take you around the horn. Durant is your starting catcher. It's Cornejo at first, Borders at second, Borders at short, Kraft at third, Pickering in left, Marciano in center, and Eckhoff will get the start today out in right. Quick correction, it is Hogan at second today for the Lady Salthawks. Peyton Fritz has been on a tear this season. She picked up right where she left off a year ago, and she has been slugging. Here, laces one up the middle. That'll get through for a base hit, and it's back-to-back singles for the Lady Cougars. Their offense off to a good start with 2 aboard and 1 away for Hannah Gardner. Mentioned the bat of Morgan Janasek is not in the lineup today. She's a .380 hitter, slugging .580 on the year, leads the team, or actually third on the team with 19 hits this year, including a home run. But the rest of the lineup has been phenomenal as well. You're talking about a Salina South team that as a team bats .355. They slug .554. And they have hit 9 home runs, 10 triples, and 41 doubles. So extra base hits have certainly been a big part of what this Lady Cougar team has done this year. Hannah Gardner is no stranger to any of those stats. 4 doubles for her this year, 9 RBI. Comes in looking to extend those numbers with a runner in scoring position, and there's that high drop ball again. You can tell Coop wants to find a way to locate that pitch, but just has not been able to get it across the zone, and it's a 3-0 count to the Salina South cleanup hitter. 3-0, there's the drop ball. That one comes in right down the pipe. She brought it down, and now a chance for Gardner to try and keep this hit parade moving. Shortstop shading down the line as this ball is fouled away, and the count will go full. And there is just a ton of real estate up the middle. Obviously, no sense in trying to hold anybody on the bag. So you wonder if they might be able to find a way to score Langer. Anything in the outfield, I would not be surprised if Bree Vadrine goes ahead and sends her around. We've seen them get aggressive with base runners in the past. Payoff pitch on the way. Called strike 3. Boy, Gardner tossed her bat. She thought she was on her way to first with a walk, but instead it's the second out of the inning, and it falls to Macy Yost to try and make something happen here and get some runs on the board for the Lady Cougars. Yost, a chance here to get herself some run support. Both teams playing a straight 9, and boy, she wanted that first pitch, as that will land with a thud here on top of the press box. So the count is 0-1. A quick check of our landscape consultants' field and weather conditions today. Of course, it is nice and cool out there, 62 degrees and cloudy. This ball hit on a line. That's falling fast. It gets down. They will wave the runner around. Here comes Mackenzie Langer, and she is in without a throw. So an RBI single will tie this game. Macy Yost will bring it in, and Chloe Helzel has a chance to keep it going. That is good work for Macy Yost, not trying to do too much with the pitch up. And on the play, Peyton Fritz will slide up to second. First pitch to Helzel inside. And an easy enough take there for the Lady Cougar left fielder. It's actually come up a little bit. It was about 59 degrees just a little while ago, but still a cool day for some softball. Feels like early spring, not a spot of sunshine in the sky. Take a look at the dimensions here at Salina South on the all-turf surface. 200 down the lines to each corner. 215 to straightaway center. And a take for Helzel that brings the count to 2-1. 2-1 pitch on the way. Helzel yanks it foul right into poor Brecken Webb. Ooh, and Webb is a little shaken up in the on-deck circle. I mean, she took that square. Just trying to laugh it off, but boy, that is tough. And boy, nobody going to check on poor Brecken Webb as the 2-2 is lifted down the line. I guess you get used to taking shots when you're a catcher. To be fair, she's probably seen a softball or two bounce off of her in the past, and finally, the home plate umpire goes over and says, "Hey, you good?" Webb none the worse for wear. Helzel trying to keep the inning going. 2-2 count on the Lady Cougar left fielder. Pitch on the way. And that'll miss outside. Easy take. And the count goes full here on Helzel. Helzel this year, 12 RBI, one of 6 different players in double digits. Tried to add one there with a big swing, but fouls it off instead, and we will do it again. Trying to give her team a 3-run lead with that swing. See what Coop has on offer. This one might stay in the field of play, and the catch is made in foul territory by Kraft. So Salina South will strand 2, but they tie it up. It's a 1-1 ball game as we go to the visitor's second here on the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week, brought to you today by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
We spend 1/3 of our lives working to build our wealth. With over 50 years of combined experience, Billings Group wants to be there to help manage yours. If you're planning for retirement or looking for financial coaching, then come see us on Westchester Drive, east of the YMCA, or visit our website at billingsgroup.com. Securities offered by registered representatives through Private Client Services, member FINRA, SIPC. Advisory products and services offered by investment advisory representatives through RFG Advisory, a registered investment advisor. RFG Advisory, Billings Group, and Private Client Services are unaffiliated entities.
Back to softball action here on our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week, presented by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance. It'll be the 7, 8, and 9 hole hitters due up for the Lady Salthawks. That's Mercedes Marciano, Addison Coop, and Annalie Eckhoff. And the first pitch is fouled away. Back onto the other field here by Marciano. Both teams scratched one run across, but both teams stranded 2 aboard. There was a chance for each side to strike for a little bit more. That ball right up the middle goes 5-hole on Yost, past the diving glove of Harris, and Marciano is in with a leadoff single. It's life here for the Lady Salthawks, and scoring runs really has been the problem for this team throughout a majority of the season. You look at the games that they did not play against Wichita Heights, and on the year, it has been almost a month since they scored more than 3 runs in a game. This one popped up to Gardner, who's able to handle it. Now, of course, there was a caveat to that statement as Annalie Eckhoff comes to the plate. If you count the games against Wichita Heights, you might think the offense was just waiting for the right moment as they won 16-0 and 13-1. But that is a Wichita Heights program that is still hunting their first win of the season. Hutch just trying to find their way back and maybe sneak into the regional bracket. But 5A is tough this year. Squaring to bunt, pulling it back, and taking a strike here is Annalie Eckhoff. Again, you go back and look at the standings south, a team that is sitting in good shape at 12-4. They would be the 6th seed if the postseason were to begin today. As this is fouled back to the screen. Their crosstown rival in Salina Central sits in the 4th seed right now at 11-3. And a team that they're both going to have to deal with later in Mays South. Boy, they have had themselves a season 16-0 undefeated. Mays South has been on a tear, and they've won most of those games by mercy rule. Matter of fact, you go back and look at their last 8 games. They played a couple of close ones against Valley Center, but before that, as the 1-2 pitch misses up, it was wins of 12-0, 16-0, 11-0, 20-0, 13-0, and 16-0. Quick break to play Mays, and then it was right back to the just double-digit decimations. Big swing and a miss here. Strike 3 as Annalie Eckhoff becomes the first strikeout victim of the day to Macy Yost, and here comes Jaden Durant for the second time today. Durant led off the first with a quick infield pop-up and is trying to right those fortunes here. Bailey Pickering has scored the game's lone run, stands in the on-deck circle. She, of course, reached on the walk. This one's in for a called strike, and that'll even the count at 1-1. It's also been interesting to see the way the Lady Cougars have switched things up pitching-wise. As last season, Peyton Fritz tossed the first game of most doubleheaders, but they've switched that around here with Macy Yost taking the Game 1 start and Fritz taking Game 2. Of course, those were flip-flopped in the Salina Central doubleheader, but we've seen them go with some different philosophies. This ball just over the glove of Harris at second. The runner turns for third, and the throw is cut off. So it's another single for the Lady Salthawks as Jaden Durant will keep the inning going. And here comes Bailey Pickering with a runner just 60 feet away. The nice thing, the good problem to have when you have Macy Yost and Peyton Fritz on your team is that there's really no bad option in the circle. Whether you pitch one in Game 1 or Game 2, it doesn't really matter. Runner goes for second. Again, they'll cut it off. And another stolen base is given here to Jaden Durant. Of course, Fritz is already committed to play Division I softball at UNLV. She is only a junior here this year. As another pitch just misses, and the count goes to 2-0. The two that struck for singles are up next if they can find a way to get to Colby Kraft and Brooklyn Hogan. 2-0 pitch on the way. That's in there for a called strike. It seemed like Pickering, after walking her last time up, was going to take until she saw a strike. And, well, there you go. Now she's seen it. We'll see what she can do with it. 2-1 pitch, misses high. And if you're Macy Yost, the one thing you really don't want to do is walk the bases loaded to Colby Kraft. South is trying to get out of this inning right here and right now. The 3-1, well, that might have been ball 4, but Pickering will swing at the pitch inside. And the count goes full at 3-2. So far, just the one strikeout for Macy Yost today. Her 3-2 pitch is hit down the line, falling fast and foul. And that'll turn things around here with the count still at 3-2. Mercedes Murciano aboard at third. Jaden Durant at second. And another payoff pitch that is spoiled here by Bailey Pickering, and we will do it again. Decent crowd on hand, given the conditions out there today. Of course, we will have coverage of both games today between Salina South and Hutchinson. And both games are presented by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance. Payoff pitch. This one will stay in the field of play. It hangs up. It is falling, and it's down. That is going to get by the arm of Helzel, and it scores 2 runs. So Bailey Pickering, give her credit for a 2 RBI double. And that will be enough to bring in the runs and break the deadlock as the Lady Salthawks take a 3-1 lead. Colby Kraft looking to keep the party going here. Surprising considering, again, like I said, if you take out that one doubleheader against Wichita Heights, this is a Lady Salthawk team that has not scored more than 3 runs in over a month. They've got that already here. We're only in the top half of the second inning. And they might be thinking about even more with their best bat at the plate. Like this, though, out of South as the infield huddles up. Coach Adrian's not out there. That is a call by the players. They want to come out and just settle Macy Yost down a little bit. Kraft hit the first single of the day. It came back in the first inning. She was stranded aboard at third. Right now, a chance to maybe drive in even more, and that one is airmailed back to the backstop. So Pickering will advance on the wild pitch. And all of a sudden, the Lady Salthawks have another potential run just 60 feet away. 1-0 pitch comes in, gets away, but you see Pickering hold up there. She's got good speed, but not going to try it on anything like that. Of course, there is a backstop pad all behind home plate, and that is going to be something that comes into play because if the ball does get by, it's not guaranteed to take a clean hop off of that. Sometimes you'll see the padding kind of deaden the ball. Yost 3-0 pitch, taking all the way is Colby Kraft, and the count goes to 3-1. Marciano and Durant both came in to score. Big swing and a miss. Kraft trying to add 2 runs with that swing. Instead, she'll step back in with a 3-2 count. Another good chance for South to get themselves out of this. Payoff pitch. Boy, good frame job there for Webb, but not good enough, and Colby Kraft has reached on a walk to bring up Brooklyn Hogan. Hogan hit the RBI single back in the first inning. Her bat occupies the cleanup spot as they will miss the first pitch high. Normally in this situation, you would see the runner take off for second. I don't know that they'll send Colby Kraft here. They've gotten a couple of kind of indifference stolen bases today. Big cut. And the count goes to 1-1 on Hogan. Brooklyn Hogan smoked one to right center field her first time up. And that was enough to score Bailey Pickering. 1-1 pitch. She will hit that hard but foul, and the count goes to 1-2. Yost has not been shy about strikeouts this year. Getting 45 on the year. Now would be a great time for her second of this game as another ball is whacked foul. That'll find its way over in front of the parking lot. Good battle here from Hogan. Oh, we got time called as a softball rolls onto the field, I believe from the other field. I think there's a JV game going on today. And somebody knocked one into the outfield there. They'll clean that up. It's a good call by Brecken Webb behind the plate. I don't even think the umpire saw it, but she saw it immediately and said, hey, let's get this cleaned up first. 1-2 comes inside. That almost gets Hogan who would have been more than happy to stand in and take it. So 2-2 is the new count. Hogan at the plate. Pitch on the way. Jammed back up the middle. Zizakam picks it up. Throw to first is in time. And that will put a stop to the bleeding here in the second, but not before the Salthawks scratch across 2 more runs. They take a 3-1 lead into the home half of inning number 2 here on the Salina Post Sports Network.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
From raw honey to wax melts to beekeeping tools, boxes, and frames, AJ Honey Farms has it all and more. Be sure to check out their salves. Salves is a powerful blend of nature's best ingredients. Beeswax, crafted with care to soothe and nourish your dry skin, minor cuts, and burns. And for dry lips, try out their Happy Bee Balm. Treat yourself to their locally produced honey items or get a beautifully packaged gift set for a loved one. Stop in to see AJ Honey Farms at 901 North 9th Street. More than just a honey store.
Back here on the campus of Salina South High School, Tyler Henry alongside you, Brian Dennett, handling all of our camera and production duties today. And a odd score on the scoreboard, at least from what most of us expected coming into this game. The 3-13 Lady Salthawks hold the lead. They're up 3-1. Still a lot of softball left to be played, but for Salina South, not the ideal start they were hoping to get off to. A chance, though, for the bottom third of the order to produce. It'll be Brecken Webb, Delaney Harris, and Sadie Zizakam to lead off the second here for the Lady Cougars. Shaping up to be an early shootout, potentially. Both teams getting on the board early and often. It was a run for both in the first, and then, of course, 2 for Hutch in the second. Both teams have stranded a good amount of runners as well. First pitch is on the way. That will drop low here to Brecken Webb, the starting catcher today. Webb, a sophomore, comes in batting .298 on the year, but slugging .532. Good pop in her bat. 2 home runs, 12 RBI on the year already. And we'll take a pitch that's a called strike on the outer half to even things up at 1-1. Addison Coop checks the sign and brings one that gets Brecken Webb. So that's one way to get your first batter aboard here. And Webb will wear it on the shoot tops and take her base at first for Delaney Harris. Harris, a freshman, batting .261 on the year. It's been a bit of a slow start for her, but she's starting to put the pieces together here in her freshman campaign against live pitching. And boy, just as I say that, she smacks one into left field. It's a base knock for Delaney Harris, her 9th of the year. Boy, might have heard me say that. Had a little something to prove there. She is aboard. And it's a great start to the inning here for the Lady Cougars as Sadie Zizakam comes to the plate with nobody out and 2 aboard. Zizakam has scored 12 runs. She's got good speed this year and is trying to keep this stretch going. Again, a bit of a slow start offensively. Just a .195 hitter on the year, but has hit in some big spots for the Lady Cougars this year. Takes another pitch that misses low, and the count goes to 2-0. 7 walks for Zizakam this year to 14 strikeouts. The 2-0 pitch. Called strike there on the outer half. And it's been consistent, but it seems like the strike zone shifts a little bit outside to the right-handed hitter. Zizakam will have to be cautious here as Addison Coop is looking to get out of this inning unscathed after a tough start. That one, though, misses high and away. And it's an ideal hitter's count for Sadie Zizakam. 3 balls, 1 strike. Pitch on the way, and that one misses high again. So a hit batter, a single, and a walk. Load the bases, and here comes the top of the order in Briley Moss. It goes down as an F8 in the scorebook, but Briley Moss hit one to center that honestly probably would have been extra bases if not for a really good defensive play by Marciano. First pitch misses in the dirt. In case you're wondering, Briley Moss this season has just 1 home run. So if there were another, that would double her total. She smacks one into right field. That is going to get down. They will send. No, they will hold the runner up at third, and that's the right decision as Brecken Webb comes in to score the second run of the day for the Lady Cougars. It's Delaney Harris who moves up to third. Zizicom up to second, and an RBI single here for Briley Moss. Good work here for Salina South as 4 batters have come to the plate and 4 batters have reached. And the first pitch gets Mackenzie Langer, and that's another way to get an RBI as Langer is hit by the pitch. I'll tell you what, if there's a pitch to get hit by too, it's that one. As Zizicom is coming to the plate and coming out to have a chat with his pitcher is Clayton Evans. Boy, this is who you want at the plate with the bases loaded, especially with nobody out. Fritz already 1 for 1 today with a single. She leads the team in RBI. She leads the team in home runs. And she leads the team in extra base hits. 10 doubles this year for Peyton Fritz. Wow, we've got a quick break in the action. Again, we'd like to thank Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance for sponsoring today's game. We'd also like to say a thank you to Sage Products of Salina, your janitorial supplier for janitorial products for your business and home. From paper towels to soap and items from ceiling to floor, you'll see products from Sage, and you can get the same home field advantage at your home or office by visiting sageselects.com. Well, it's crunch time here for the Lady Salthawks. They've got nowhere to put Peyton Fritz. The bases are loaded. Sadie Zizicom stands aboard at third. Briley Moss aboard at second. Mackenzie Langer aboard at first. Peyton Fritz was really aggressive in the Central Series. That one gets by and the runners take off. Here comes a run as scoring easily is Sadie Zizicom. And it's 3 across for the Lady Cougars, who take a 4-3 lead here in the second. Everyone else moves up 1 station here on the wild pitch. And another that misses away here as the count goes to 2-0. You do have options here that you didn't a moment ago. First base is open. I would not throw Peyton Fritz anything tasty here. If you put her on first, you put her on first, and you take your chances with the rest of the lineup, and that looks like what Addison Coop is doing. The other thing here, historically, with a 3-0 count, you're going to take no matter what. If there's one player on this team I might give the green light to, though, might be Peyton Fritz. Although she'll take ball 4, and yeah, there you go. It's a 4-pitch walk, and Peyton Fritz will load the bases again, this time for Hannah Gardner. The other thing is that South has now gotten 6 in a row aboard with the aid of just 2 hits. Hit by pitch, single, walk, single, hit by pitch, walk. And a called strike 1 to Hannah Gardner, who was retired via a looking strikeout, her first time up. Gardner stands aboard. Here comes the pitch. That one will miss upstairs, and the count goes even at 1-1. Again, Gardner this year, 14 hits, 9 RBI. She has been good about bringing in teammates. Chance to bring in a whole lot of them, and that will help as that gets down. It's fumbled. They send the runner around. There is a throw to the plate. It's not in time. Briley Moss comes in to score the first run. Mackenzie Langer will come in to score the second, and it's a 2 RBI single for Hannah Gardner. And Salina South is cooking now. They have brought across 5 runs in the inning. They take a 6-3 lead. Still nobody out here in the inning. And Macy Yost, who hit the RBI single back in the first inning, stands aboard now. First pitch gets away. Both runners take off, and both runners move up as Fritz is at third and Gardner's at second. Well, you've heard of the wheels coming off, but Right now, it just feels like for the Lady Salthawks, the wheels came off, the bus turned over, and it's just burning in a ditch right now. 5 runs across, nobody out, 2 more in scoring position, and now wild pitches become part of the equation. Macy Yost 1 for 1 today, already a good piece of hitting, and knows the green light is on here with a 2-0 count. Pitch on the way. Smacked foul down the line. So the count goes to 2-1. At this point, if you're Addison Coop, you're just looking for an out. Doesn't really matter how you get it. You just want to get a little confidence back. It's been tough going here in the second inning. She looked really good in the first. Worked a quick out, a pair of singles, a strikeout, an RBI single, and then a quick infield pop-up. And that was to the top of the lineup. But second time through, South is raking. This ball eats up the third baseman Kraft. There is no throw. And Macy Yost will reach base on the first error of the day. Rule it an E5. As Chloe Helsel comes to bat. And once again, the bases are juiced, this time for Chloe Helsel. Helsel hit a tank of a home run in the series against Salina Central just about a week ago. First pitch to her misses outside. Matter of fact, in the win over Salina Central back in the first game of that doubleheader, Chloe Helsel drove in 4 runs. Reached base all 3 times. RBI single, 2 RBI double. Then picked up right where she left off with the home run in game 2. Great chance for Helsel to break this game open even further. She will take in the dirt. Good stop there by Durant. Fritz probably not going to get as frisky as far as coming home on a pass ball from third, but if it gets by far enough, you never know. Big chance here for South to add. Nowhere to put the runner. And a 3-0 pitch that will fall in for a strike, and now Helsel has seen it. She will swing away. Boy, it felt like Helsel might have just been taken until she saw a strike. 3-1 from Addison Coop. Outside, ball 4, and another run is walked home here by the Lady Salthawks as Chloe Helsel takes her base. And that might be the end of the line here for Addison Coop. While they meet and talk about it, we'll take a break. We're back with more Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week when we return on the Salina Post Sports Network.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of 2 types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialists will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
Welcome back in here on the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. We've got a pitching change as junior Mare Garland will take over here for the starter Addison Coop. And, boy, she's going to pick up right where the inning began. Brecken Webb led the inning off with a hit by pitch. The entire lineup has batted around. Nobody has been put out, and Brecken Webb now finds herself coming to bat in the same inning, once again with nobody out, but this time with the bases loaded. Hannah Gardner stands aboard at third. Macy Yost is at second. Chloe Helsel is at first. And the Lady Cougars, with a 7-3 lead, are thinking about a whole lot more here in the frame as they will face the new pitcher. And the first pitch misses inside for ball 1. You also wonder how many arms this Lady Salthawk team trusts. They got another game to play after this one. And that ball hit well on the ground. They will bring it to the plate for 1. So a fielder's choice for Brecken Webb, a good heads-up play by Borders. And it's one away finally here in the second inning for Delaney Harris. Hannah Gardner is retired on the base paths. Yost moves up to third. Helsel moves up to second. Harris had the single back in the second inning. First pitch to her. She will foul this away, and the count will start at 0-1. And for Mar Garland, I mean, she definitely is a little bit more direct in terms of attacking the zone. Seen less off speed and less trying to paint corners. She's just ready to kind of get in there and go. This ball hit up should be easy work for Eckhoff in right, but it's also easy work on the tag. Is coming in on the sacrifice fly is Macy Yost, and it's a 9-3 lead for the Lady Cougars. That is the 7th run of the inning here for Salina South. And it now falls to Sadie Zizicom to try to bring in one more, or at least keep the inning going with runners aboard at first and second. Zizicom took ball 4 for a walk and then came in to score on a wild pitch her last time up. Garland looking for one more quick out. Technically, she's recorded an out on each of the 2 batters she's faced. The fielder's choice to Brecken Webb and the sac fly to Delaney Harris. Helsel aboard at second, still responsible for Addison Coop. As the 1-1 is popped up and foul again behind the screen, and it'll go to 1-2 here on Zizicom. Boy, South would love to keep this inning going and get the top of their lineup another crack at it. Briley Moss, Mackenzie Langer, Peyton Fritz, if they can get to those 3. But it'll have to go through Zizicom, who is still hunting what would be her 9th hit of the season. The 1-2. That ball is popped up, drifting near the line, and the catch is made by Hogan to finally put a stop to the second inning, but not before the Lady Cougars strike for 8 big runs. They take a 9-3 lead into the third inning. Back with it when we return on the Salina Post Sports Network.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
Sage is your go-to source for industrial strength cleaning products, ice melt, floor equipment, paper, asphalt, and just about everything in between. Whether you're a maintenance supervisor, a small business, or just wanting your home to look amazing, stop by 732 North 9th Street in Salina, where we will be happy to assist you. You can also visit us at sageselects.com or call us at 309-1919. Sage Products, the right call every time.
Well, anytime you can find a way to score 8 runs or 7 runs on the strength of just 2 hits, you got to be doing something right. Salina South capitalizing on some early miscues, and now they will put their defense back in the field with a whole lot of run support. Heart of the order due up here for the Lady Salthawks. It'll be Gianna Cornejo, Aliana Borders, and Mercedes Murciano, the 3 to lead off the inning here for the Hutchinson Lady Salthawks here. Another inning of work coming for Macy Yost in the circle, and she's got to feel a little more confident knowing that she's working with a 5-run lead now. As we go to the third and see if they can keep it going. Moore Gardland looked okay in the circle for Hutch, at least the first time through, as she was able to work 3 quick outs. She will pick up where she left off on the other side. Right now it's her offense trying to find a way to claw their way back into this game and maybe give themselves a chance late. 1-0 is lifted, foul down the left field line. Giving chase was Helsel, but nothing doing there. So Yost settles back in. She is back to work. It's a Lady Cougar team. You felt like was going to make a run, right? You looked at their team last year. They lost just 2 seniors. One of the shortest senior day ceremonies you'll see. And they brought back almost everybody for this year's team. Obviously, a few more banners hanging out in center field than there were a season ago. 8 seniors on the roster this year. As the 1-2 is chopped to second, picked up by Harris. The throw to first in time. And it's quickly 1 away here for Aliana Borders. On the other side, this is a team for Hutch that's going to be bringing back a ton next year. Salid Rimby is the only listed senior on the roster aside from Addison Coop. So there will be only 2 seniors recognized on their senior day. Next pitch here for Macy Yost misses at the knees, and the count goes even at 1-1. Borders today 0 for 1. She ground that out to short her first time up. Watches a pitch in for a called strike, and the count goes to 1-2. Marciano had the single that got the rally started in the second. Offense has not been the problem for the Lady Salthawks today, and it will continue to be a strength as this one is poked into right field. Moss picks it up, and Aliana Borders has a single here with 1 away to give new life to the Lady Salthawks, with Mercedes Marciano coming to bat next. Marciano, as I mentioned, is 1 for 1 with a single and a run scored today. She led things off with a base knock back in the second. You also wonder if they might try to send Borders to second. We have not seen a true test of Webb. Everybody that's stolen on Webb today has gone with a runner at third, and they've always cut that off with Yost in the circle. One pitch on the way. This one lifted the other way. That'll get down for another single as they try the throw there at second base, but it's back-to-back knocks for Borders and Marciano, and Addison Coop with a chance to, taking over the spot in the lineup is Moray Garland. So she will take the spot in the lineup as well as the spot in the field. This is Mar Garland's first at-bat of the game. Coop was 0 for 1 with a pop-up. The 1-0 to Garland. She will get a very high pitch down on a bunt. Yost will throw to first, but a successful sac bunt will move Borders to third and Marciano to second. But generally, if you take a hack on a bunt at a pitch that high, you just miss it. That was an impressive piece of bunting work from Moore Garland. Fielded and played well by Yost, who knows she needs to get just one more out to finish up this inning. Hutch has not yet failed to score in a frame. They got 1 across in the first. They got 2 across in the second. 2 down. Pitch to Annalie Eckhoff, the right fielder. And that got by. The throwback to the plate is not in time. The runner turns the corner. Flip to the plate. This time they did get her. Oh, no. Are they going to call fielder's interference? I think they are. Wow. So a back pick attempt that gets into left field. That allows Borders to come in on the throwing error, and then the interference call allows Marciano to be safe because they did get her at the plate. That is a brutal break for Salina South. As Webb, trying to get crafty, instead allows 2 runs to score, and it's an 8-5 ball game now. Next pitch, called strike, and the count goes to 3-1 here. Called ball 4 will allow Annalie Eckhoff to reach first here. And here comes Jaden Durant. Durant, a single and a stolen base. She came in to score back in the second inning. And it's a called strike here at the corner. So it's 0-1 here to Durant. She popped out in the first, singled in the second, and takes the next offering down and away to even the count at 1-1. One. Back up right through the middle, but a stop and a tag in the bag for Harris will finally put a stop to the inning here for South. But 2 more runs come across for Hutch. It's an 8-5 ball game on the Salina Post Sports Network.
I'm Ryan Arms, your mortgage loan originator at Equity Bank here in Salina, Kansas. I'm a lifelong Salina resident here to tell you our bank can offer you mortgage and refinance options with terms designed for you. Why leave our community when you can choose the bank that never forgets it's your money? With 2 locations in town on Ohio Street and Santa Fe Avenue, there's no better time to apply online, in person, or over the phone. Learn more at equitybank.com, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Close your eyes. Now, imagine yourself cheering from the bleachers at Salina South. Feel the pride of donning the colors of Salina Central. Picture the spirit of being part of the Sacred Heart community, or the camaraderie at Southeast of Saline. Envision the thrill of supporting El Saline or Bennington. Visualize the unity in rallying for Minneapolis High. Now, open your eyes and see yourself in team apparel from Messenger Total Promotions. Visit them in person in downtown Salina.
Well, it's been an interesting day at the ballpark, to say the least, as we have had, just a roller coaster of a game so far. So both teams were able to get on the board back in the first inning with a run apiece. And then Hutch comes back. They score 2 in their half of the second. South breaks it open with 7, but then a wild throw into left field and a fielder's interference call bring 2 more across for Hutch, and all of a sudden, don't look, but we got a 3-run ball game on our hands. Finally, a fresh inning for Mari Garland, who comes in here. She pitched really well in relief of Addison Coop, who kind of saw the wheels fall off back in the second inning. All of those runs were attributed to her, but since coming into the game, Garland has faced 3, she has retired 3, and now she'll have to do that against the top of the lineup, Briley Moss, Mackenzie Langer, and Peyton Fritz, to lead off the inning here for the Lady Cougars. 1-0 pitch to Briley Moss. Misses down and in. Count goes to 2-1, or 2-0. And so far, the early pitches have missed the zone more often than not for Garland. 2-0 offering. That is smacked out to left, and they were playing her in. That is going to roll all the way to the fence. Turning for 2, now holding up at second, and that's the right call, but it's a lead-off double for Briley Moss. And why Pickering was playing her that far in from left field, I'm not sure. Moss has got good pop in the bat. They were playing her all the way in. So that will allow that to get over. It was probably going to be, if you're playing straight up in left field, that's probably an out. Instead, it's a double, and here comes Mackenzie Langer. She gets under this one, but it is falling fast. Not fast enough, though, as Borders goes out and makes the catch in left center. And that's 2 down for Peyton Fritz. Fritz today has singled. She was also hit by or walked in the second inning. Fritz's base knock today went right back up the middle. That was part of the rally back in the first inning for Salina South. Every time Hutch has scored, they've found a way to respond. They responded big back in that second inning. 1-0 pitch on the way. Ooh, Fritz trying to send that ball all the way to Hutchinson. And instead will foul it off. The count goes to 1-1. To be fair, Fritz has put a few on the street back behind the left field fence already this year. It's not a safe spot to park when she's in the lineup. 1-1. Called strike down and in. Fritz taken all the way. And the count goes to 1-2. Fritz will have to shorten up on the stride just a little bit here. Coop still looking for her first strikeout of the game, and Boy, that one completely jams Fritz, but it gets down, and they wave the runner. Here comes the throw to the plate, not nearly in time, and Peyton Fritz has an RBI single as the Lady Cougars collect their 9th run of the game. When I say Peyton Fritz got tied up on that pitch, I mean, that was well inside. That was not how she was trying to hit that, but he muscles it out to the outfield one way or another. And here comes Hannah Gardner. First pitch to Gardner, misses inside. Heads up base running there for Briley Moss, who kind of held up just in case it was caught, but seeing where it fell, I love the aggressiveness that we've seen so far this season out of Breva Dream. That ball raked down the left field line. That's going to tuck and roll to the corner. Here comes Peyton Fritz, and they will wave her around. Fritz is going to be in without a throw. It's an RBI double for Hannah Gardner, and it's 10 for the Lady Cougars here in the 3rd inning. That is good work for Hannah Gardner, and the runs just keep coming here for the Lady Cougars. Macy Yost next to grab a bat. She's reached base twice today, driven in one, came in to score one herself, and takes the first pitch at eye level for a ball. Chloe Helzel in the on-deck circle if they can get to her. That ball lifted out to right. Should be easy work for Eckhoff. And it is. That's 2 down here for Helzel. So Chloe Helzel, who walked, she had the rare RBI walk back in the 2nd inning by virtue of the bases being loaded, and then popped out to first. She's still looking for her first hit today. I would say that everybody for South has reached base safely at least once today, and while that is true, the impressive thing is all of them did it in a row in the 2nd inning. 9 batters came to the plate, 9 batters reached first base. 1-0 pitch is hammered but foul. Down that left field line, that'll get back behind the dugout, and the count splits even at 1-1. Just a reminder, we'll have coverage of game number 2 of this doubleheader coming your way approximately 30 minutes after the conclusion of game 1. Fouling off another here is Helzel. She will have to get protective. Again, we have not seen the strikeout pitch from Moore Garland yet. She is looking for it here on 1-2. Pitch on the way. That one smacked into left center. That gets down. Another ball rolls to the fence. Back-to-back RBI doubles for the Lady Cougars. And this time it's Chloe Helzel who brings in Hannah Gardner from second for the 11th run of the game. Good stuff here for Salina South. Brecken Webb, who has reached base twice without a hit, is at the plate. And she is going to lunge at one that gets off the glove of Coop. They are going to go ahead and, oh boy, now we got a rundown between third and home as they are trying to get her across. Yes, she is going to be out by a mile, and that will end the inning. But another trio of hits brings in 3 more runs. It's 11-5 for the Lady Cougars here on the Salina Post Sports Network. Coverage today presented by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance.
Are you ready to make a meaningful impact? Join our professional healthcare team at Salina Regional Health Center. We're seeking dedicated individuals who are eager to provide exceptional care to our community. Our growing organization offers competitive pay, comprehensive benefits, and opportunities for growth. We are committed to supporting you in your career. If you're ready to join a team that values compassion, teamwork, and outstanding patient care, apply now at srhc.com or reach out to me, Tess Madro, in Human Resources. Great careers start here. Salina Regional Health Center. We take care of you so you can care for others.
I've always believed in love stories that last forever. At Vernon Jewelers, we've been crafting these stories for 141 years. Each piece is a chapter in a journey, a testament to timeless romance. Whether it's an engagement ring or a cherished anniversary gift, we create memories that sparkle. Look for that iconic sign and discover our collection and personalized customer service in our 141st year. We're not old, just really good at what we do. Vernon Jewelers in downtown Salina, because love deserves that perfect setting.
To the fourth inning we go. It'll be Hutch sending up the 2, 3, and 4-hole hitters, Bailey Pickering, Colby Kraft, and Brooklyn Hogan. And ironically, on a day that, really has seen one of the best offensive outputs for Hutch, they have rattled off 5 runs. Hutch has only scored 5 or more 4 times this year, but unfortunately, pitching has let them down a bit here as they are in an 11-5 deficit going into the 4th. Again, Bailey Pickering, Colby Kraft, and Brooklyn Hogan are your 3 due up to lead off the inning and try to eat away at what is currently a 6-run deficit. This is in for a called strike, and the count goes even at 1-1. Pickering has had arguably the best day at the plate, as she has a walk, a run scored, and a 2 RBI double that saw her stranded at third. 5 different runners have been stranded for Hutch already today. You have to wonder what this might look like if they had found a way to bring those in. But one way or another, a big lead here for Salina South, trying to keep the lead at 6 as Hutch has scored in every inning so far. Macy Yost has allowed just 3 earned runs of the 5 total. 3-1 in the dirt. Good stop there, but it doesn't matter as it's ball 4 to Bailey Pickering, and here comes Colby Kraft. Kraft has also singled and walked today. She's been stranded aboard twice in this game. First pitch to her, misses down and away. Good stop there by Webb. Trying to keep the runner close. We've already seen Pickering swipe a base today. She runs with good speed. 1-0 is hit out to left center, but it hangs up, and the catch is made by Chloe Helzel out in left. That's a big first out here with Brooklyn Hogan coming to the plate. Hogan also has an RBI single and a stolen base today. She grounded out to short her first time up. Yost back in the circle, brings home the pitch. And that'll miss low here for ball 1. (1-0) again down and inside. Easy enough to lay off there for Hogan. Walks have been an issue for both sides in this game. A lot of free passes issued as this ball is chopped to third, picked up. They go the short way. Gardner tries the return throw. That is going to get by Peyton Fritz. So rule it a fielder's choice for Brooklyn Hogan. And that's 2 out in the inning here for Jayana Corneo. Cornejo so far today is 0 for 2. She grounded out to first and grounded out to second. Just trying to keep the inning going. Hutch, again, they scored 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third. They have not failed to score in an inning yet. That one right down the pipe, and the count evens at a ball and a strike. (1-1) low and out way. If they can get to her, Aliana Borders and Mercedes Marciano are due up next. If you're South, you want to try to avoid facing those bats with anybody on. Here is a tomahawk chop picked up. Glove flip to first in time. Good play there by Harris, and that will put a stop to the top of the 4th. To the home half we go. Coverage of this doubleheader is presented by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Hey Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
Your next visit to the doctor for an upcoming procedure or surgery should start with a conversation about Salina Surgical Hospital. Hi, this is Geraldine Diedrich, and we are truly committed to fostering your health and well-being. From outpatient procedures to inpatient stays, you will feel the difference in our excellent care and compassion. Talk to your doctor about scheduling your next procedure at Salina Surgical Hospital. Your surgical experience is our specialty. Salina Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local, community-involved physicians.
Well, if you're a fan of offense, you've come to the right place. 11-5 Salina South as we go to the home half of inning number 4. It'll be Delaney Harris, Sadie Zizicom, and Briley Moss to lead it off here for the Lady Cougars. And boy, they got the one run across. Langer came in to score on the Macy Yost RBI back in the first. And then in the second, this game just exploded for the Lady Cougars. They led things off with a hit by pitch, a single, a walk, a single, a hit by pitch, a walk, a single, an error, and a walk. All of that netted them a whopping 7 runs. That ball struck well out to deep left center, but Marciano is back on it and makes the catch. Delaney Harris almost had her first home run of her career, and boy, she knew it as she's got a big old grin on her face, jogging back to the dugout. And here comes Sadie Zizicom. Zizicom is officially 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored today. One 1-0 pitch. That ball hit well. Zizicom sneaks it by the glove of Borders. And it's a base knock here for the Lady Cougars as she will reach for the second time today. And the top of the order, who's been raking today, is back at the ready here for the Lady Cougars. Everyone in the top 5 of the lineup today has been exceptional. It's been a 1 through 9 effort, but these have been the damage dealers. Briley Moss today is 2 for 3, a single, a double, an RBI, 2 runs scored, and a fly out to center that just missed being a double, maybe more. 0-1. Boy, she gets under this one, chasing it into foul territory, and gloving it is Kraft. And that is 2 away here in the inning for Salina South. Second time that South has fouled out into shallow third base territory. So here comes Mackenzie Langer. Langer, a single, a hit by pitch, an RBI, 2 runs scored today. Does have an infield pop-up as well. This ball struck well out to deep right field off the fence. Let's see how aggressive they want to get. They will wave the runner around, and in without a throw is Sadie Zizicom, who scores her second run of the day. It's 12-5 Lady Cougars on the RBI double for Mackenzie Langer. Peyton Fritz comes to the plate. We'll see if she gets anything to hit here. Seen many a pitcher pitch around the future D1 athlete. And she will cut through the first pitch that she sees to fall behind 0-1. Fritz has reached base safely all 3 times today. The only Lady Cougar who can say that. A single, a walk, and another single. So far, 2 runs scored and an RBI. Boy, she cranks that one. If it's fair, it is gone. 2-run shot for Peyton Fritz, who hits that on a rope and tucks it just beyond the corner. It's 2 more for the Lady Cougars, and the lead balloons here in the 4th. My goodness, Peyton Fritz, you knew off the bat as long as it stayed on the left side or the right side of the pole, it was gone. And it's 14-5 here for the Lady Cougars with Hannah Gardner at the plate. For Peyton Fritz, that is home run number 6 of her season. And she has now reached base in all 4 plate appearances of the day. So Langer comes in to score. Zizicom was already across, and Hannah Gardner will try to restart the party here with nobody out, or 2 out. First pitch to Gardner. High and outside, and the count starts off at 1-0. Gardner has lived up to the cleanup spot today. She's driven in 3 runs, came in to score a 4th herself. A single, a double, and a looking strikeout. Here gets under 1, drifting out to center field, off the glove of Marciano. Boy, that should have been a routine play out in center field, and Marciano just dropped it. So it's an E8 that allows Hannah Gardner to reach second. And Macy Yost will grab a bat and come to the plate here. For as many runs as what this Lady Salthawk team has given up in this game, they've only committed 2 errors by my count. But a lot of free passes, walks, and hit batsmen. And now the second error extends the inning as this misses up and away to Macy Yost. Yost has already driven in 1 run today. If she could find a way to drive in another here, well, we'll talk about that if we get to it. Flare shot, up and off the glove. The runner turns for the plate, and the throw is not in time. That's going to get by Durant. Turning for second now is Macy Yost. Boy, a comedy of errors, as it should have been another catch, this time for Hogan. So an E4 allows Yost to reach, and then a different E4 allows Yost to reach second. Hannah Gardner comes in to score, and all of a sudden the Lady Salthawks are down to their final 3 outs of this game on the other side as Salina South leads by 10. Let's see if the old 10 after 5 rule comes into effect with Helsel at the plate. I mean, you got to think, too, South might not be done yet, as they have been cooking here in this game, and they are ready to go with another runner in scoring position. Helsel gets well under this one. Oh! Durant takes out Kraft down the line. They were both trying to make the play, and looks like both of them are okay. Boy, that was a dangerous play as Durant went diving in. One of them has got to call the other off of that. And it looks like we're going to have another meeting in the circle. So while they talk it over, we will step away, back with more Game of the Week action when we return on the Salina Post Sports Network.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
We spend 1/3 of our lives working to build our wealth. With over 50 years of combined experience, Billings Group wants to be there to help manage yours. If you're planning for retirement or looking for financial coaching, then come see us on Westchester Drive, east of the YMCA, or visit our website at billingsgroup.com. Securities offered by registered representatives through Private Client Services, member FINRA, SIPC. Advisory products and services offered by investment advisory representatives through RFG Advisory, a registered investment advisor. RFG Advisory, Billings Group, and Private Client Services are unaffiliated entities.
So the Salina South offense has put Hutch down to their final 3 outs of this game, and they're looking for even more here with Chloe Helsel at the plate. Helsel has already driven in 2 runs today. She has a walk, a double, and a pop-out. It was a really good start to the outing for Moore Garland, and then just kind of fell apart here in the 4th inning. It's been a hit parade, and then as of late, it's been an error parade. Another ball yanked foul down the line. By all rights, this inning should have been over, as Hannah Gardner should have flown out to center field, but it was dropped for the first error, and then you had an error on the attempted catch on the pop-up, and then another error on the throw home. All of that allowed a run to score. Let's see if this is finally the out that closes out the inning, and it will be. So Hutch down to their final 3 outs, looking for a run when we come back on the Salina Post Sports Network.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
From raw honey to wax melts to beekeeping tools, boxes, and frames, AJ Honey Farms has it all and more. Be sure to check out their salves. Salves is a powerful blend of nature's best ingredients. Beeswax, crafted with care to soothe and nourish your dry skin, minor cuts, and burns. And for dry lips, try out their Happy Bee Balm. Treat yourself to their locally produced honey items or get a beautifully packaged gift set for a loved one. Stop in to see AJ Honey Farms at 901 North 9th Street. More than just a honey store.
Aliana Borders, Mercedes Marcano, and Mar Garland are your three due up here to lead off the inning. Normally you look at, down to your final three outs, you got to find a way to make something happen. And if you have your 6, 7, and 8 hole hitters up, you might roll your eyes and think that maybe you're cooked already. But you look at this Hutch team, and this part of the order has produced. Borders is 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. And Marciano is 2 for 2 with a pair of singles and a pair of runs scored. Macy Yost just looking to close this thing out and trying to avoid another run coming across as the 2-0 is going to miss high. The one thing you can't have if you're Macy Yost here is walks. She has already put 3 aboard for free today, and of those, 2 have come across to score 2 of the 5 runs for Hutch today. So that one finds its way across the plate. So Borders is back in and ready to go, just trying to get her team 1 run here to keep this going. But back-to-back pitches in for called strikes. Next pitch on 3-2. Check swing, and I think they're going to rule that. Boy, that is odd. I didn't think she made contact, but I guess she did. So Borders officially gets a strikeout for that. Wait, I thought she did. I have no idea why Aliana Borders is allowed to stay at first. If they let that play out, I would have thought they must have said she didn't swing there. So I guess rule it a walk. And now a ball shot up the middle. They will shovel the short way. And Zizaka might have been better off tagging the bag there, but a fielder's choice will put one away nonetheless. As Marciano reaches on the fielder's choice, and here comes more Garland. So 1 down in the inning. First pitch strike here to Garland, who took over for Addison Coop's spot in the lineup. Over on the baseball diamond, Salina South knocks off Hutch 4-3 in game number 1 of that doubleheader. And here, nasty pitch for Macy Yost. And Garland well under that. Will have to get protective here on 0-2. 0-2 pitch on the way, low and inside. And we'll do it again as Yost still trying to find that crucial second and third out here. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Macy Yost's second strikeout of the day comes right in time. And Annalie Eckhoff represents the last hope for the Lady Salthawks. Just as a reminder, coming up 20 to 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one, we'll have coverage of game number 2 of this doubleheader presented by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance. 0-1 the count. Eckhoff ready to go, and another pitch that will miss. This one down and in. The count goes even at a ball and a strike. Hutch would love to find a way to turn things over to the top of the lineup if they can get back to Jaden Durant. That will not help. As a ball tipped back to the mitt, brings the count to 1-2. Eckhoff down in the count. 1-2 from Yost. Smack to center, but right into the glove of Langer. And that will do it. It's a Game 1 win for the Lady Cougars here of Salina South. They get it 15-5 over the Hutch Lady Salthawks. We're back in 20 to 30 minutes with game number 2 right here on the Salina Post Sports Network. Coverage of this doubleheader is presented by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance.
We are honored to welcome Ezra and his family. Ezra is 4 years old, the youngest of 4 brothers, and an absolute warrior. He was diagnosed on May 22, 2024 with stage 4 terminal liver cancer, hepatoblastoma, and hepatocellular neoplasm, NOS. After spotting a bulge in his chest, tests confirmed multiple tumors, one 16-inch tumor on his liver, and many more in his lungs. Ezra has already gone through 6 rounds of chemo, liver surgery, and a double lung surgery where 17 tumors were removed. Despite everything, Ezra remains strong, joyful, and unstoppable, losing only his hair and gaining a tooth. When Children's Mercy and KC had exhausted their options, Ezra was referred to Cincinnati Children's for clinical trials. He's currently there for 63 days straight, hoping a new chemo regimen will shrink returning tumors and avoid another major lung surgery. At home, his stepdad Frank and big brothers, especially age 5, are cheering him on. Ezra's courage inspires us all. We fight for Ezra. Go, Ezra!
Made that Salina South was generous enough to do this fundraiser. All the proceeds are going toward Ezra's treatment.
The second game will start in approximately 20 to 30 minutes. Coaches, could you bring your lineups to the press box as soon as you can? Thanks.
Well, yeah. Hey, you know, I might add a little bit in there like somewhere in the face. 5 minutes. Our way.
Yeah, because they look a little flat initially, which is where it get a little excitement into get it going a little bit. And then the second time she called a little bit was after the air out, that 2 runs that scored on the air. And she was a little calmer then, and I think she was just going to we love to see and, she like every other coach, match up with Valley Center is another thing. Valley Center should be undefeated. I'm going to shoot them. I'm going to say what finally saw one of the 10 runs in the first half. You hit 5 coming at you today, so you hit for 6 first bang hands home runs. It came from the 4th inning of 2-run shot that so tried perfectly.
One game in the books, one game left to go as we get ready for game number 2 of our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. And boy, should be another fun one here. Salina South looking for the clean sweep of Hutchinson and looking to get it done here at home as we take a quick look here at starting lineups, and we begin with the Hutch Lady Salthawks. Lineups presented as always by the good folks at Billings Group. They will put out there Jaden Durant as the DP. She will lead things off. Then third baseman Bailey Pickering, pitcher Colby Kraft, catcher Brooklyn Hogan in the cleanup spot today. Batting fifth, it's your first baseman Gianna Cornejo. Then shortstop Aliana Borders, center fielder Mercedes Marciano, right fielder Salita Rimby, and left fielder Annalie Eckhoff. Relatively similar group here for Hutch in game 2. That ball shot to first, but Macy Yost picks it up and tags the bag for out number 1. And it's a quick one recorded here by Salina South at the top of the first inning. Looking to get things off on the right foot once again. Here are the Lady Cougars after this game stayed relatively close back in game number 1. It would go 15-5 the way of the Lady Cougars of Salina South, and they made it look easy late. Did a lot of that work in the second and third innings. And now we're trying to kind of work their way back in a more traditional way here. This ball's chopped short down the line, picked up, and easily beating out the throw. That will roll into right field where it's picked up by Briley Moss. And my apologies, trying to work through a quick technical glitch here on our end. Get your starters in the field and a look at the starting pitcher here in just a moment. First pitch is in. There we go. For a called strike to Colby Kraft, following the infield single for Bailey Pickering. So let's go ahead and meet the starting pitcher here for Salina South. It's Peyton Fritz getting the toss in game number 2. Fritz is making her 9th start of the season. She has pitched just a touch over 50 innings this year to the tune of a 6-3 record, a 2.9 ERA, a 1.4 whip, 57 strikeouts, only 30 walks this year for the junior. Count goes to 1-2, a battle of starting pitchers today with Colby Kraft trying to sort things out, and actually a quick correction, a 2-2 count. 2-2 pitch to Kraft in the dirt. Count is full. Always a fun battle whenever the two pitchers square off. As a pitcher at the plate thinks like a pitcher in the circle. The 3-2 on its way, and that ball is struck well but foul down the left field line. Take you around the horn here for the Lady Cougars. It's Brecken Webb behind the plate, Macy Yost at first, Delaney Harris at second, Sadie Zizicom at short, and Brooklyn Gardner at third. In the outfield, it's Helsel in left, Langer in center, and Briley Moss in right as that gets by on ball 4. Brecken Webb. Colby Kraft will take her base here as Kraft is aboard on the walk. And this is kind of what we saw back in the first game between these two. It was an early run for Hutch, and then a pair of runs in the second. Brooklyn Hogan, the catcher, is at the dish as we resume play here. First pitch to Hogan will miss down and away. Ran through the numbers earlier for Peyton Fritz. And again, she's been good pitching-wise, but has changed up her delivery a little bit. Had a chance to work with a pitching coach for the first time in her life this offseason, and actually changed up the way that she comes off the circle. It's been an adjustment, but it's something that in the long run she hopes will pay dividends. This ball, though, smacked into right center field. That gets down, will roll to the fence. That'll score at least one run. They will wave around a second run, throw to the plate. Boy, they would have had it As sliding up to second base on the RBI double is Brooklyn Hogan, and 1 run is across here for the Salt Hawks in the first. So Gianna Cornejo is next up to bat here for the Lady Salt Hawks, and they're going to get a pinch runner in. And I would love to tell you who the pinch runner is, but she's got a hoodie on, so no chance to see the number. We've got a mystery runner out there for Hutchinson. Fritz misses that down low here. That could be anyone. You never know. Some Olympic track athletes or something. Any way you can scratch those runs across if you're Hutch. Great chance here. Only 1 away in the inning, and Gianna Cornejo at the plate. Bailey Pickering came in to score. Kraft moved up to third on the double. And now squaring to bunt is Cornejo. She'll stand back in the box. South trying to get those bats up with just a 1-run deficit and a big swing and a miss as the count goes to 1-2. Cornejo back in the first game of this doubleheader went 0 for 3 with a trio of groundouts. This ball popped back to the screen. The count stays at 1-2. Of course, with the win, South moved to 13-4 on the year. They are still an undefeated 9-0 when playing here at home. It's been a rough go of it for the Lady Salt Hawks. They moved to 3-14 overall. They are 1-6 on the road. Trying to right those fortunes here in game number 2, a chance to get out to an even bigger lead as the 2-2 pitch is on the way, and that is fouled back into Brecken Webb, who's taken a couple of shots today. And we'll call the infield in, maybe to just buy herself a little time to shake that off. Fritz got off to a good start with the ground out of Durant, but then an infield single, a walk, and an RBI double, and all of a sudden the Salt Hawks have runners aboard at second and third. Still only 1 down here in the inning. So the count is 2-2. Cornejo at the plate. Still looking to get on board for her first time today, and will do so on a little looper out to center. Throw is cut off, and the mystery runner comes in to score as we've got a 2-0 ball game in favor of the visitors from Hutch. Well, you got to say, Hutchinson's offense has really come to life here in this doubleheader, as they are finding more than their averages, to say the least. This is called the ball up and a no, called strike, up and away. Go back to that first game, and Aliana Borders had a single, a walk, and a run scored. She came in on the odd sequence with the throwing error down the line here, puts down a bunt, but it is foul, and the count will go to 0-2. Not a terrible idea there for Hutch. Play some small ball, try to bring that third run across. But you get the feeling after giving up 15 runs in game number 1, it's going to have to come down to pitching and defense for Hutch to find a way to defend this lead. 0-2 in the dirt. Good stop there by Brecken Webb. Fritz trying to strand the runners at the corners after giving up the 2 runs on the 2 RBI. She's only put 1 aboard for free. And this ball is chopped to third. The throw to first is in time, and that is good for the second out of the inning. As Aliana Borders is retired, and Hannah Gardner does not. Well, checks the runner back to third and makes sure that nobody comes in to score. So Mercedes Marciano will be next to grab a bat here. Marciano had a really good start to the opener. Matter of fact, she reached base all 3 times, including a pair of singles and a pair of runs scored for the Lady Salt Hawks. Here she squares to bunt, gets one down, but it's picked up by Gardner, and the throw to first is in time. And that will end the top of the first, but not before the Lady Salt Hawks strike for a pair of runs. They lead it 2-0 as we go to the home half of the first. Coverage of this game is presented by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance.
hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Hey Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
Your next visit to the doctor for an about Salina Surgical Hospital. Hi, this is Geraldine Diedrich, and we are truly committed to fostering your health and well-being. From outpatient procedures to inpatient stays, you will feel the difference in our excellent care and compassion. Talk to your doctor about scheduling your next procedure at Salina Surgical Hospital. Your surgical experience is our specialty. Salina Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local, community-involved physicians.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
Hutch plates 2 in the visitors first, and that will take us to the home half of inning number 1. And let's meet the starting lineup for the Salina South Lady Cougars. It is the exact same starting 9 that took to the field back in game number 1. And, of course, the lineup is presented by the good folks at Billings Group. Riley Moss, the right fielder, will lead things off, followed by center fielder Mackenzie Langer, pitcher Peyton Fritz, and third baseman Hannah Gardner in the cleanup spot today. Batting fifth, it's your first baseman Macy Yost, then left fielder Chloe Helsel, catcher Bracken Webb, second baseman Delaney Harris, and shortstop Sadie Zizicom. First pitch is on the way. First pitch swinging is Briley Moss, and it's a quick out recorded as she pops out to Garland for the first out of the inning. In the circle for the Lady Salthawks of Hutch is Colby Kraft. Kraft making her first pitching appearance of the day after Hutch used 2 pitchers. I'd love to tell you more about Colby Kraft's stats, but nothing is available online, and nobody from Hutch cared to share anything with us. But she is in here, the Game 2 starter. Her pitch to Mackenzie Langer is fouled away, and the count goes even at a ball and a strike. In the field, it's Hogan behind the dish, Cornejo over at first, Garland at second, Borders at short, Pickering gets the start at third. It's Eckhoff in left, Marciano in center, and Rimby in right. Good off-speed pitch in for a called strike. Count goes to 1-2 on Mackenzie Langer. Langer had a big game in game number 1, but who didn't? Salina South batted cleanly through the lineup a couple times. And they're looking to pick up that steam where they left off as the 1-2 will miss high, and the count goes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 15 runs on 13 hits. That's what the Lady Cougars did damage-wise in game number 1. And this could be a good start as it's under the mid of Borders. And a single here for Mackenzie Langer has got Salina South on the base paths with 1 away. And here comes Peyton Fritz. Fritz laced her 6th home run of the season back in game number 1. It was over the left field fence. It's about as hard of a line drive home run as you'll see today. Question is, how aggressive does Kraft get at trying to go at Fritz? Boy, gave her a good look there on the first pitch. And Fritz comes up empty. We'll have to be more protective here on 0-1. Peyton Fritz has dealt some good damage this year. She would have been our player of the game back in game number 1. She reached base all 4 times. A 2-run home run, an RBI single, a walk, another single, 3 runs scored. It was a heck of a day for Fritz as part of a heck of a performance for Salina South. And she will smack this one up the middle. That gets through. It's another base knock as Peyton Fritz is officially 5 for 5 today. And that will move Mackenzie Langer up to second. It will bring Hannah Gardner to the plate. Really good stuff for the Lady Cougars. And what do we got here? I believe maybe Well, maybe. Thought we were going to have a courtesy runner. Brevadreen wanted to enter somebody here. But whoever it was, I don't believe was ready. And here we go. Looks like coming in to run is Maria Alicia Martinez, who we've seen utilized more and more as a courtesy runner. And boy, Martinez came out with the jersey untucked, and I think that might have been what Brevadreen, you can't really see an eye roll from up here, but it was a very aggressive shrug of the shoulders, if nothing else. Big swing and a miss. Macy Yost wanted to put that one to Jerry Ivy. Or sorry, Hannah Gardner. Healthy cut there for Gardner. As the count starts off at 0-1. Pitch from Kraft. That one misses high. And, whoa, they try to backpick the runner at second base, and no one was ready for it. Boy, Hogan threw down, and Borders and Garland just kind of looked at each other and said, hey, that was yours, right? They're fortunate that Mackenzie Langer didn't move up to third. So the count is 1-1. Gardner stands back in at the ready. And the 1-1 pitch is in the dirt, stopped there by Hogan. It's kind of the other thing here for Hutch. A lot of players stayed in the lineup but shifted positions here for game number 2. We'll see if that pays dividends after 3 errors allowed a couple of big runs to come across for South in that first game. Biggest change, obviously, is Kraft in the circle. She's trying to put together a more fortunate outing than her predecessors. The 3-1 pitch. Up and away, ball 4, and Hannah Gardner will take her base, and they're loaded up for Macy Yost. Yost, like many, had a big game 1. Also the official pitcher of record in the victory, which moves her record on the season to 7-2. Yost had an RBI single and then reached on 2 errors. 1 in the 2nd inning, 1 in the 4th inning. Base running adventures for her. But to go back to those players in the field for Hutch, like I said, I've never seen this many shifts defensively. Normally you know where your players play, but Pickering was in left field last game. She's now your third baseman. You've got Hogan going from second to catcher. Garland is no longer in the field. Eckhoff moves from right to left. That ball is hit well, but it will hang up out and left. The catch is made. The runner tags and comes to the plate. They wanted to cut it off. Now everyone else is going to move up a station. That's good heads-up base running there by South as the sacrifice fly for Macy Yost will get the Lady Cougars on the board. Gardner moves up to second, and Alicia moves up to third. So the sac fly works out to perfection, and Chloe Helsel with a chance to drive 2 more in and potentially take the lead here with 2 away, and the inning will come to bat. Helsel has been swinging a hot bat down the stretch. Here gets caught breaking out the 9-iron, chases one in the dirt, and the count starts at 0-1. Back in the first game, Chloe Helsel was 2 for 4. She had a RBI double, an RBI single, and a couple of pop-outs. This ball drifting down the line. It is off the mitt and foul of Rimby. So 0-2 the count. Wait, talk about good speed for Hannah Gardner. She was around third. She jogged back to second almost from the plate. Her angle back to second took her through the pitcher circle. Helsel back in. Again, a chance here for the Lady Cougars, who trail 2-1, to tie this game up, potentially even to take the lead, but a good start for Kraft, who's looking for that strikeout pitch. Won't get it there. Up and away. Count goes to 1-2 here on Helsel. Once again, it's been hits. Called strike 3, up and away. Helsel watches it go. And that will end the first inning. We go to the second. Still a 2-1 lead for the Lady Salthawks on the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
From raw honey to wax melts to beekeeping tools, boxes, and frames, AJ Honey Farms has it all and more. Be sure to check out their salves. Salves is a powerful blend of nature's best ingredients. Beeswax, crafted with care to soothe and nourish your dry skin, minor cuts, and burns. And for dry lips, try out their Happy Bee Balm. Treat yourself to their locally produced honey items or get a beautifully packaged gift set for a loved one. Stop in to see AJ Honey Farms at 901 North 9th Street. More than just a honey store.
It'll be Salina Rimby, Annalie Eckhoff, and Jaden Durant to lead off the second here for the Hutch Lady Salthawks. Another inning of work for Peyton Fritz. And, boy, I mean, it's been a good start offensively to both of these games. This is a Hutchinson team that has struggled to put runs on the board this year, but the offense has not been the problem for them so far today, and they picked up right where they left off. A pair of runs, a pair of RBI hits, and now it falls to Salina Rimby. She will ground out, and the second inning begins as the first did with a quick 3U and a put out recorded by Macy Yost at first. So now it is Annalie Eckhoff's chance. The 9-hole hitter back in game number 1 was officially 0 for 2, a line out, a strikeout, and a walk. And watches the first pitch in here for a called strike. A 1 pitch, misses in the dirt. It's been a busy day around the campus of Salina South High School, chatting with Ryan Stewart before this game. And South has home games today, I believe, for baseball, softball, swim, and golf. So a whole lot of action around campus today. And the baseball team already picked up a 4-3 win over Hutchinson. It's not every day you see a baseball game get over before a run rule softball game, as this ball's lifted out to right and back on it to make the catch is Briley Moss. That's 2 away. So Jaden Durant, who began the first inning with a ground out to first, will grab a bat. And she will stride to the dish here. The left-handed batting Durant trying to get something going here. Durant today between the two games is 1 for 4, a single, a stolen base, and a run scored. Hutch has got to like the 2 runs they put on the board in the first inning, but I also feel like they might have left more out there. They stranded 2. All of their runners stranded came in the first 3 innings of the opener, but they left 5 runs out there. As the 2-1 misses down and out. And the count goes to 2 balls and a strike here. Peyton Fritz looking to settle in, looking for a 1-2-3 inning. If she could find a way to record this out, the 2-1, big swing and a miss. Boy, blew that one by her as Durant was well behind it. And the count evens at 2-2. Fritz's 2-2 pitch. Missed it high, and the count is full. The payoff pitch is fouled away. That one right off the mask of Webb. But no matter what happens to Webb behind the plate today, it's not going to be as bad as the foul ball that she took earlier when she was standing in the on-deck circle. Fritz once again rears back the payoff pitch, right back to her, off her glove, and beating it out for an infield single is Jaden Durant. Boy, that was one of those low hit that, boy, I mean, you're taught as a pitcher, you want to let that go, but it's so instinctive just to reach down and grab it. 2 down in the inning here, and the first pitch misses now to Bailey Pickering, who led things off with an infield single of her own back in the first. That ball hit a little looper out to the left. It gets down, and now it's back-to-back singles with 2 away for Colby Kraft. And a chance now for Colby Kraft to try to help herself out a little bit and get her team some more runs on the board. She currently sees her team enjoy a 2-1 lead. And you also got to make sure nothing gets by Webb behind the plate here. 1-0 the count. Pitch on the way. And that one taken outside. Now the count goes to 2-0. Kraft waiting for a pitch that she can drive. 2 hits for her back in the opener of this doubleheader. And watches another down and away. You definitely don't want to load the bases for Brooklyn Hogan, who's already got an RBI double today. See if Fritz brings this in here on 3-0. The pitch. No, it's a 4-pitch walk issued to Colby Kraft, who walks for the 2nd time today. And that will, in fact, do just what I mentioned a moment ago. It loads the bases for Brooklyn Hogan. Hogan today, she was 1 for 3 with an RBI single in Game 1. She's 1 for 1 with an RBI double in Game 2. And we've got our mystery pinch runner is back to run for Colby Kraft. Looking at the roster, I can give you about 21 guesses as to who this is. By process of elimination, we know it is not Colby Kraft. Because technically it couldn't be anyone else in the lineup either. Either way, the count goes to 0-1 on Hogan, who fouls that pitch away, and the lights are on here at Salina South. 0-1 up the middle. That's going to score at least 1 run. That should score 2 runs. Picked up by Langer. Wow, they held the runner. I don't know about that. I think it would have been close, but Bailey Pickering runs well, and they held her up at third. Boy, you talk about respecting Langer's arm out in center. They were not messing with that. But with 2 outs, you just don't know how many more opportunities you're going to get. It is an RBI single for Brooklyn Hogan. And the first pitch to Gianna Cornejo is I believe a ball. So Durant scores. Pickering is up to third. And someone is up to second. 1-0. Cornejo already has an RBI single in this game. She will foul this pitch away. And the count evens at 1-1. I believe we are out of softballs. So we got one up in the press box they can use. Now they're coming in from all over the place. There we go. Unfortunately, you don't get to take the souvenirs home with you here. So 1-1 the count to Cornejo. 1 run across in the second. Bases loaded. 2 away. A bit of a jam here for Fritz. Big swing and a miss, and that was strike 3. So Gianna Cornejo is out on strikes, and that will wrap up the top of the second. 1 across for the Lady Salthawks. We'll step away, back with more when we return. Coverage of today's games presented by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of 2 types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialists will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
We go to the home half of inning number 2. It'll be the bottom third of the Lady Cougar lineup due up here. Brecken Webb, Delaney Harris, and Sadie Zizicom. And South trying to find a way to get back in this one. They're only down by 2. And you've also got to think things could be much worse right now because in the first 2 innings, Hutch has stranded 5 runners, including 4 in scoring position. So Peyton Fritz has pitched out of a couple of early jams, but would probably like to not have been in them to begin with. And now it falls to the offense to try and get themselves back in this game. So far, so good for Colby Kraft in the circle. She looks over to her coach calling the pitches today. First pitch in for a called strike, as cutting through that was Brecken Webb. See what adjustments South makes the second time through the lineup, as here they're trying to get their couple aboard here for him, and a good snag by Delaney Harris in the on-deck circle. Webb bats from the right side. She's in an 0-2 hole here. Kraft with 1 strikeout already today, make it 2. As Brecken Webb cuts right through that. And here comes Delaney Harris. Harris, a freshman in this lineup, the only freshman who's seen considerable time at the plate this year, has put together a solid campaign at 261, but today's been a good day for her, as she had a big base hit back in the first game of this doubleheader, and then she had an F8, and it goes down as just an out in the scorebook, but when I tell you she probably missed a home run by maybe 7 feet, that is the best hit ball by Delaney Harris all season long. She's looking to straighten that swing out here. She fouls off the first pitch and falls behind in the count at 0-1. Kraft again checks to the dugout for the sign, brings home the 0-1 pitch. This one, a little flare shot, falling but not fast enough, as Borders picks it up, and that is 2 gone here in the second. Sadie Zizicom will grab a bat. Zizicom also had a walk and a run scored. She is so dangerous on the base paths when they can find ways to get her aboard. 2 away. She's trying to set the table for the top of the lineup. Again, Zizicom only a 195 hitter. She's walked 7 times. She has 8 hits this season. 1-0 pitch is in for a strike, and the count goes even at 1-1. Zizicom leads the team. Only 3 stolen bases, but this is not a team that is needed to rely on small ball as much as some others. And this one is taken to third. Should be textbook work. And it's a quick 1-2-3 inning work by Colby Kraft as we go to the third. Still a 3-1 lead for Hutch on the Salina Post Sports Network. Coverage presented today by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
Sage is your go-to source for industrial strength cleaning products, ice melt, floor equipment, paper, asphalt, and just about everything in between. Whether you're a maintenance supervisor, a small business, or just wanting your home to look amazing, stop by 732 North 9th Street in Salina, where we will be happy to assist you. You can also visit us at sageselects.com or call us at 309-1919. Sage Products, the right call every time.
It'll be Aliana Borders, Mercedes Marciano, and Salita Rimby to lead off the third inning here for the Hutch Lady Salthawks. And boy, Hutch really holding their own here in this game. Matter of fact, they've looked like the better team through 2 innings. As they have stranded 5 runners, they lead 3-1. And after a quick 1-2-3 inning, the advantage currently goes to the team that comes into this contest at 3-14 against the team that enters at 13-4. Obviously, a lot of softball left to be played. South fully expects to make a comeback in this game, but the Hutch Lady Salthawks off to a great start. Peyton Fritz still looking to settle in and record a couple of quick outs after getting touched up for the 3 runs through the first couple of innings. It has been 6 hits for Hutch. They had just 7 hits in the entirety of game number 1 of this doubleheader. They've already got 6 hits in the first 2 innings of this one. South has got to appreciate what they've got here because they're going to be on the road a lot down the stretch of this season as this ball is taken to third. Gardner picks it up. The throw to first is in time, and that will be the first out of the inning to bring up Mercedes Marciano. Actually, no, I believe, well, our mystery runner has turned into a mystery batter here, I think. Trying to do some sleuthing work up here in the press box. Okay, that is Mercedes Marciano. The number on the hoodie is number 17, so she keeps her spot in the lineup and cuts through a pitch here to fall behind in the count. Count is 0-2 here. 0-2 from Fritz. Misses inside. But to go back to the schedule, Salina South will play Hutch here today. Then they're at Valley Center. They'll play their last home set against May South and then finish out the year with 4 road games against Eisenhower and Newton. As this ball is popped to left, and it's a quick out put out by Helzel. So with 2 down, Salid Rimby will grab a bat once again. She's 0 for 1. Grounded out to first, her first time up. Here squares to bunt and gets it down, but in foul territory. Fritz's 0-1 pitch in there for a called strike. Flare shot, that'll get through. No, it's picked up, and the throw back to first is in time. That is an athletic play for Delaney Harris, and that'll bring us to the home half of inning number 3. South looking to get the runs back when we come back. Coverage of this game presented by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance.
I'm Brian Arms, your mortgage loan originator at Equity Bank here in Salina, Kansas. I'm a lifelong Salina resident here to tell you our bank can offer you mortgage and refinance options with terms designed for you. Why leave our community when you can choose the bank that never forgets it's your money? With 2 locations in town on Ohio Street and Santa Fe Avenue, there's no better time to apply online, in person, or over the phone. Learn more at equitybank.com, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Close your eyes. Now, imagine yourself cheering from the bleachers at Salina South. Feel the pride of donning the colors of Salina Central. Picture the spirit of being part of the Sacred Heart community or the camaraderie at southeast of Saline. Envision the thrill of supporting El Saline or Bennington. Visualize the unity in rallying for Minneapolis High. Now, open your eyes and see yourself in team apparel from Messenger Total Promotions. Visit them in person in downtown Salina.
Top of the order to lead things off here in the 3rd inning for Salina South. It'll be Briley Moss, Mackenzie Langer, and Peyton Fritz. And a good part of the lineup the first time through, but that was really it. Langer singled, Fritz singled, Gardner walked, Yost hit the sac fly, and since then it's been 5 up, 5 down for the Lady Cougars, including a quick 1-2-3 inning worked by Colby Kraft. Kraft is working here with a lead, and I mean, it's only one time through the order, but I have to wonder, and sometimes you'll see teams that feel like they're at a disadvantage do this. If Hutch has kind of pitched in reverse here and tossed their best starter in game number 2. Heads up play here for Pickering. Again, we don't have the stats on Hutch, but just from the stuff that we've seen, the break, the location, even the velocity on the fastball, Kraft certainly appears to be the better, or the best rather, of the 3 pitchers we've seen today. Here, she is ahead in the count 0-2. And will fire a waste pitch that Moss does not offer at as the count stays, or rather goes, to 1-2. Briley Moss this year is hitting a cool .407. She is slugging .778. She's one of 7 players with a double-digit hit total on the year. That includes 3 doubles, 2 triples, a home run, and 8 driven in. She runs with good speed. She plays the field well. There's not a lot that Briley Moss does not do for this team. Kraft brings home another 1-2, and this is high. And then the return falls out of the mid of Hogan. Again, South is doing all of this today without one of their best players, Morgan Janasek. In case you're wondering why she's not in the lineup, Janasek broke a finger, according to a source close to the team, and will be out at least for this doubleheader. They're hoping that she might return next week. 3-2 the count. Worked full here to Briley Moss, who fell behind 0-2, but she's battled her way all the way back. And the payoff pitch is lifted to shallow center. Coming in on it and making the catch is Marciana, and it's 1 away here in the third. So now it falls to Mackenzie Langer. This is where South did their damage last time. It was a Langer single, a Fritz single, a Gardner walk, and an RBI sac fly for Macy Yost. First pitch on the way, misses in the dirt. And it'll start off 1-0 here to Langer. Langer has also been swinging a good bat this year. She hits .434 on the year. There are 3 different players in this lineup batting north of .400 more than halfway through the season. Here it's a big swing and a miss to even the count at 1-1. South is only down by 2 here, but still work to do. As the 1-1 is outside. Ooh, called strike. Brian Dennett, our producer, through the eye of the camera lens, said you can really see late movement for a lot of these pitches from Kraft. And that one must have just breezed the outside corner. The 1-2 to Langer. That one in the dirt, and the count goes even at 2-2. Langer trying to pick up her second hit of the game. We'll watch another inside, and once again, the count has been worked full. Kraft has done a good job getting ahead in counts. It's the staying ahead part that's been a challenge. The payoff pitch is fouled back on top of, well, almost on top of the dugout. Probably not the pitch that Langer was trying to chase, but I think expecting she needed to be defensive of anything close. Offered at it, and we will do it again on 3-2. Kraft looking for the second put out of the inning. The payoff pitch inside, ball 4. And there it is, the second walk of the day issued by Kraft. That'll put Langer aboard with 1 out. And Peyton Fritz coming to the plate. We've talked about numbers for a lot of these batters. Peyton Fritz's have been unreal. She is batting .627. She's slugging over 1,000 on the year. She leads the team with 32 hits. That's nearly double what the next best bat has in this lineup. She's got 10 of the 41 doubles this year and 10, or rather 6 of the 10 home runs, including one earlier today, as she was able to take the starter deep over the left field fence. I say all that to illustrate the point that South is down by just 2 runs, and Fritz represents that tying run. Here, though, she'll get on top of one. They tried to go the short way, and I don't know that that was the right decision. Either way, Mackenzie Langer would have been safe as she slides in face first. And it's an infield single for Peyton Fritz. Fritz has now reached, by the way, all 6 times she's come to the plate. And once again, courtesy runner Maria Alicia Martinez is in here for South to run at first. So it's Langer at second, Alicia Martinez at first, and Hannah Gardner at the plate. Gardner swings at the first pitch she sees, fouls it back to the screen. So far today, Gardner is officially without an at-bat as she reached on a walk back in game number 1, though. She came in to score 2 runs. She drove in 3 runs. And she smacks one to center, but right at Mauriciana, who will glove it. Boy, she only had to take a step in, and that was it. So it's up to Macy Yost to try and get something on the board here in the third. South scored back in the first inning, and since then they've been held in check. First pitch to Yost, misses up and away. Salina South scored 15 runs on 13 hits in game number 1. They've scored just 1 run on 3 hits through the first 3 innings of this one. 1-0. Misses down and away, and the count goes to 2-0 here on Yost, who drove in the only run of the day with a sacrifice fly back in inning number 1. 2-0. Misses upstairs. And now you wonder, Yost will likely take all the way here. Can't imagine she would risk offering it anything unless it's right down the middle, and even then, yeah, she will take. It's what you're taught to do. You let it go. Now the bat comes off the shoulder, and Yost has an opportunity to swing away. Kraft's 3-1 pitch. Boy, same pitch, same result. 3-2 the count. Watch Kraft's feet when she sets up on the rubber. She is all the way to the left side, about as far as you can be. That is where she kicks and fires from. The payoff pitch is hit up. It just clears the mid of borders. They will wave the runner in. She comes from third. Now the runner takes off for third. There is a throw. That's going to get by and allow the other runner to move up to second. Boy, it's chaos on the base paths. So Macy Yost reaches on a single and then advances on an error. That was just a brutal break, and now we've got a meeting in the circle as Coach Clayton Evans wants to come out and have a word with his team. So roll that, an RBI knock for Macy Yost. And now the tying run is aboard at third. The go-ahead run is aboard at second. While they talk that over, I want to say a thank you to Messenger Total Promotions, the official apparel provider for the Salina Post sports team. See them in downtown Salina for local high school swag like hoodies, t-shirts, hats, and more. They can custom make anything and also have school items for your car. Messenger Total Promotions in Salina, Minneapolis, and Junction City. Also want to thank Salina Regional Health Center. They are hiring. See all their open positions and start your new career today by visiting srhc.com. So the meeting is wrapped up, and Chloe Helsel, who got caught looking her first time up, will come back to the plate here with a great opportunity potentially to tie the game or better. Bring in the runner from second and take the lead. Helsel facing Kraft for the second time today. First pitch on the way. Misses outside. Count starts off at 1-0. Helsel this season has already driven in 12 runs. She's had a couple of really big performances over the last few weeks. She would love to add another here. Standing in from the right side. The 1-1 is smacked down the line and fair. That'll score 2 runs as Martinez comes in, Yost comes in, and all of a sudden the Lady Cougars find themselves in the lead on a 2 RBI single for Chloe Helsel. That is good work for Helsel. Brecken Webb grabs a bat next. And with 2 down in the inning, the Lady Cougars are thinking about even more as they look to extend their lead. Webb is 0 for 1. She led off the second with a strikeout. Here trying to keep the party going for the Lady Cougars with 2 down. And we'll chop one. That is a slow roller. The throw to first, though, is in time. And that will end the 3rd inning. But not before South strikes for 3 runs. They take the lead. It's a 4-3 advantage for the Lady Cougars when we come back here on the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week, presented today by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance.
Are you ready to make a meaningful impact? Join our professional healthcare team at Salina Regional Health Center. We're seeking dedicated individuals who are eager to provide exceptional care to our community. Our growing organization offers competitive pay, comprehensive benefits, and opportunities for growth. We are committed to supporting you in your career. If you're ready to join a team that values compassion, teamwork, and outstanding patient care, apply now at srhc.com or reach out to me, Tess Madro, in Human Resources. Great careers start here. Salina Regional Health Center, we take care of you so you can care for others.
I've always believed in love stories that last forever. At Vernon Jewelers, we've been crafting these stories for 141 years. Each piece is a chapter in a journey, a testament to timeless romance. Whether it's an engagement ring or a cherished anniversary gift, we create memories that sparkle. Look for that iconic sign and discover our collection and personalized customer service in our 141st year. We're not old, just really good at what we do. Vernon Jewelers in downtown Salina, because love deserves that perfect setting.
Welcome back in here on the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. I know I've joked about it in the past, but Peyton Fritz probably has the fastest warm-up pitch set in the entire league. You see there, Webb comes out. She says, okay, 1 pitch, down to second. Let's get the batter in the box. That batter is Annalie Eckhoff, who will be followed by Jaden Durant and Bailey Pickering. It was smooth sailing for Hutch through the first couple of innings, but they did strand 5 runners. Now they find themselves down 4-3. As the first pitch here will miss in the dirt. Eckhoff is 0 for 1. She flew out to right her first time up. Jaden Durant 1 for 2. Matter of fact, this part of the lineup has produced. This ball hit well out to right center field. That is off the top of the fence. And it's a stand-up double for Annalie Eckhoff, much to the delight of the Hutch dugout. That'll lead things off on the right foot as Jaden Durant will grab a bat. Durant is already 1 for 2 with an infield single and a run scored today. Fritz brings home the first pitch, and that is in for a called strike. Did not expect the Hutch offense to play at this level here today, and I don't say that disrespectfully. It's just Hutch has struggled with the runs this year. Obviously, 29 runs in the sweep of Wichita Heights, 10 runs in the split with Buhler. But you go back to every other doubleheader this season for the Lady Salt Hawks, and they scored a total of 6, 3, 2, 3, 1, and 4 in the doubleheaders combined. Today, they've already got 8 runs, as that one's right back to Fritz. Her throw to first is in time. And Durant is retired for the first out of the inning. Hutch did, for all the good they did back in Game 1, run out of steam, as they put up all 5 of their runs in the first 3 innings and then went in short order in the 4th and 5th. Bailey Pickering has had a really good day. This ball gets by Webb, and the runner takes third, as Eckhoff will advance on the pass ball. So it's Fritz back to work here in the circle. Tying run 60 feet away. Hutch trying to find a way to bring her in. And another pitch that just misses. Count goes to 2-0. Pickering already 2 for 2 today, with a infield single, a standard single. She's still looking for her first RBI of this game. You go back to game number 1, she has reached base in all 5 of her plate appearances. 2 walks and a 2 RBI double in game number 1. Here we'll take a called strike, and the count goes to 3-1. Still just 1 out See the corners shading in a touch. You wonder how aggressive they'd be willing to get at trying to cut down the run. Here comes a throw, and now not even a throw, going right there herself and recording the out is Brecken Webb. That ball came right back to her. She made the right read and tags out Annalie Eckhoff at the plate. That is your second out of the inning. Nobody was at second base. So on the walk, Pickering is actually going to take second, and here comes Colby Kraft. First pitch to Kraft is outside. Kraft has walked twice in this game already in 2 plate appearances. She's walked 3 times in 5 plate appearances in this doubleheader combined. Back in game number 1, Kraft also had a single and a fly out to right. And she's got 1 of the 3 runs scored today. One and one the count here to Colby Kraft. Pitch on the way from Fritz. That'll miss down and away. And the count goes to 2-1. I know I said this last inning too, but if you're Peyton Fritz, you really do want to try to find a way to end the inning with Kraft at the plate. Boy, runner goes. Almost got caught in a run down there between second and third. I say that because Brooklyn Hogan, who is in the on-deck circle, is 2 for 2 with 2 RBI. She's done nothing but drive in runs as that ball is off the GoPro. Throw to third, not in time. There's a little GoPro well that would have gotten a perfect shot of that passed ball, and Pickering moves up on yet another passed ball here. Not only that, but Colby Kraft has just walked for the 4th time today. So Kraft, 3 at-bats, 3 walks in this game alone. And in all the chaos, Pickering slides up to third. There are now runners at the corners. And here comes Brooklyn Hogan, who's been living up to her billing as the cleanup hitter. She will foul the first pitch off. Hogan, an RBI single, an RBI double. You go back to game number 1, another RBI single. She has driven in 3 of the 8 runs today in this doubleheader for the Lady Salthawks. Fritz's 0-1 pitch. Looked good, maybe a touch high. And the count goes even at a ball and a strike. The pinch runner that came in for Kraft, I would imagine, will not be long for first, as the 1-1 is smacked back to Fritz. She will turn, throw to first is in time, and that'll put a stop to the 4th inning. Once again, Hutch threatens but does not score. We step away to the home half of the 4th we go. When we return, coverage of this doubleheader presented by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Hey, Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
Your next visit to the doctor for an upcoming procedure or surgery should start with a conversation about Salina Surgical Hospital. Hi, this is Geraldine Diedrich, and we are truly committed to fostering your health and well-being. From outpatient procedures to inpatient stays, you will feel the difference in our excellent care and compassion. Talk to your doctor about scheduling your next procedure at Salina Surgical Hospital. Your surgical experience is our specialty. Salina Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local, community-involved physicians.
After getting 3 runs on the board back in the 3rd, Salina South comes to bat in the 4th inning, looking for more insurance, up by 1. It'll be Delaney Harris, Sadie Zizicom, and Briley Moss to lead things off. Last time up, Harris popped out to short. Again, Harris is still looking to put the pieces together here in her freshman campaign. She's had a couple of really good swings today, including a big hit that helped in the win back in game number 1. Quick update from our Bennington State Bank scoreboard just across town. Salina South, after winning game number 1, 4-3 over Hutch on the baseball diamond, they are down 3-2 to the Salthawks. That game is in the top of inning number 4. course, here we're in the bottom of the fourth. And it's the Lady Cougars trying to extend their lead. Good off-speed pitch there for Kraft. That one had a ton of movement. And the count is 0-2. Delaney Harris trying to lead things off. Get her team a good base runner, but gets under this. Should be easy work, and it is for Borders for out number 1. Second straight pop-up to the shortstop. Sadie Zizakam grounded out to the shortstop her first time up. Borders has been busy. And right now it's Kraft trying to find another out with the top of the lineup looming. First pitch misses outside to Sadie Zizakam. 2 through 7 have been the best spots in the lineup. 2 through 6, actually, for South here today. As Zizakam watches a pitch in for a called strike. Count goes even at 1-1. Kraft back in the circle, ready to go. 1-1 pitch. Up and out. And the count's a 2-1 now. Zizakam, one of the 8 seniors for this year's Lady Cougar squad. They are going to lose a lot of talent next year. Watches this for strike 2. We'll have to get protective here with a 2-2 count. Zizakam reached and scored back in game number 1. Here she's ready, the 2-2. And she will chop that. It gets under the glove, into Borders' mitt. Throw to first, not in time. The speedy Sadie Zizakam beats out an infield single, and she is aboard with 1 away for Briley Moss. Boy, Moss had a great game 1. She's had a slower start to game 2. 0 for 2 with an infield pop-out and an outfield flyout. Big chance for her, though, to keep this inning rolling and turn it over to Mackenzie Langer with 2 aboard and 1 away. Here she squares to bunt. The runner takes off for second. Zizakam is safe as that gets into center field. To be fair, she would have been safe regardless. Zizakam got a really good jump there. And she now finds herself in scoring position. One 1-0 the count here on Briley Moss. The pitch on the way. She'll square to bunt again, pulls it back. That one is a strike. And the count is even at 1-1. Moss stands back in. The 1-1 pitch is chopped again to third. She'll pick it up. The throw to first is in time, but they are able to get Zizakam to third with 2 outs. And Mackenzie Langer coming to the plate.
15, Mackenzie Langer.
So a sack. Well, I guess you can't call it a sack bunt. It was not a bunt. A swinging bunt, maybe. But Langer at the plate. She's reached and scored twice today. And we'll watch the first pitch low for ball 1. Langer, a single, a walk. She's coming to score twice. Right now looking to drive in her first run of the game. And might do just that. Slow roller up the middle, picked up by the shortstop. Throw to first, though, not in time. Another infield single, this time for Mackenzie Langer. And she beats it out for yet another RBI. Zizakam comes in to score, and the Lady Cougars lead 5-3. And here comes Peyton Fritz, who has reached base every time she's come to bat in this doubleheader. 6 for 6. Swings at the first pitch she sees. Tracking back is Rimby, who makes the catch, and finally Fritz is retired. And that will close out the 4th inning of play. But another run comes across for South. We go to the 5th. It's a 5-3 lead for the Lady Cougars here on the Salina Post Sports Network.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
We spend 1/3 of our lives working to build our wealth. With over 50 years of combined experience, Billings Group wants to be there to help manage yours. If you're planning for retirement or looking for financial coaching, then come see us on Westchester Drive, east of the YMCA, or visit our website at billingsgroup.com. Securities offered by registered representatives through Private Client Services, member FINRA, SIPC. Advisory products and services offered by investment advisory representatives through RFG Advisory, a registered investment advisor. RFG Advisory, Billings Group, and Private Client Services are unaffiliated entities.
Gianna Cornejo is up to bat here to lead things off in the 5th inning. First pitch to her is low for ball 1. Cornejo so far today is 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. Peyton Fritz back to work for another inning in the circle. She settled in a bit after giving up the 3 runs in the first couple of innings, a 1-2-3 in the 3rd. And then she did strand a few aboard in the 4th, as she needed just 5 batters faced to get through that part of the frame. Right now, looking for a few quick outs. It'll be Cornejo, Borders, and Marciano to lead off the 5th here for Hutch. 2-1. Misses low again. And the count will go to 3-1 here on Cornejo. Pitch on the way in the dirt, and it's a 5-pitch walk to start the at-bat. Cornejo will take her bag. And it's 1 aboard with nobody out for Aliana Borders. Borders was 1 for 2 with a walk and a single back in game number 1. Here, she is 0 for 2. Both times she has grounded out to Zizakam. And here, she will take the first pitch, low and inside for ball 1. Fritz has fallen behind more than what we've typically seen her do, specifically early in counts. See if she can find her way back here as she goes from low and inside to high and away. And the count goes to 2-0. Borders, Marciano, and Rimby, the 3 up next, are all looking to reach for the first time today. We got a back pick attempt, not in time. Squaring to bunt, pulling it back, and taking ball 3 is Borders. And I would imagine Borders will be taking all the way here. Already 1 walk in the inning, and that's Cornejo who stands on first. And there it is. It's another 4-pitch walk. And Borders takes her base at first to bring up Mercedes Marciano. That is going to prompt Coach Vadrine to come out and have a word with her pitcher. As Fritz, like I said, she's fallen behind more than she typically does. Whatever it was a very quick discussion. Vadrine comes out, pats her on the shoulder, and we'll head back to the dugout here. So Marciano, still rocking the hoodie, will bat from the right side, the left side. First pitch here from Fritz. Big swing and a miss. And you wonder if that conversation might have been something to the effect of, hey, settle in, pound the zone, trust your defense. The defense has been good, but the walk total has been much higher than what Fritz would like it to be. Squaring to bunt. Boy, that was almost dangerous. It is picked up. The throw to first from Webb is in time. Throw back to third just to keep the runner honest. And Marciano lays down a perfect sacrifice bunt. So Cornejo moves up to third. Borders up to second. Rimby is at the plate here with a chance to potentially tie this game. And Fritz's first pitch misses high and away here. Rimby was not in the lineup in game number 1. She is 0 for 2 here. A ground out to first and a ground out to second. First 2 pitches outside the zone. Fritz trying to paint the corners. The 2-0 is also low. So Rimby, after watching 2 of her teammates walk on 4 pitches, I cannot imagine would swing at whatever's coming next. She will not. It's a strike. Back pick attempt down the line, not in time. Got to be careful with that, too. That's how Hutch scored 2 runs back in the first game of this doubleheader. So 3 balls, 1 strike. And Rimby squares to bunt. The runner comes to the plate. The flip is there. Was the tag? It was. That is a huge out collected by the South defense as Gardner is able to cut the runner down at the plate. And it's 2 away for Annalie Eckhoff. Call it a fielder's choice there. Cornejo is out. Borders moves up to third. And won the count to Eckhoff. She had a double and a fly out in this game. That double came back in the 4th inning. Watches this, high and out. And the count evens at 1-1 here on the Lady Salt Hawk left fielder. One pitch, hit foul down the line. That'll find its way into the Lady Salt Hawk dugout. Hutch has found more base runners, but not really on hits. This one down the line, picked up by Gardner. Throw to first in time, and that'll wrap up the 5th inning of play. Once again, Hutch threatens but does not score. We go to the home half of inning number 5. It's still a 5-3 lead for the Lady Cougars on the Salina Post Sports Network.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
From raw honey to wax melts to beekeeping tools, boxes, and frames, AJ Honey Farms has it all and more. Be sure to check out their salves. Salves is a powerful blend of nature's best ingredients. Beeswax, crafted with care to soothe and nourish your dry skin, minor cuts, and burns. And for dry lips, try out their Happy Bee Balm. Treat yourself to their locally produced honey items or get a beautifully packaged gift set for a loved one. Stop in to see AJ Honey Farms at 901 North 9th Street. More than just a honey store.
Hannah Gardner, Macy Yost, and Chloe Helsel to lead off the 5th inning for the Lady Cougars. They lead it 5-3 as we go to the home half of the frame here. On the other side, that'll be Hutch down to their final 6 outs, and a pretty long discussion here between, I believe that's Deja Fuller and the home plate umpire about something. I don't know if there was a change made out in the field somewhere. Could be by Hutch. But either way, it is the heart of the order for Salina South that is due up to bat here. Both teams have had opportunities, but you got to feel like Hutch specifically, it feels like they've left a lot out there as they've stranded 9 runners in this game. And yeah, we do have a swap out in the field as Bailey Pickering is out. And Jaden Durant, well, that could be right. Durant was the DP. So Durant will take over for Pickering at third. Both batters will keep their spots in the order since Durant was the DP today. And the first pitch misses high and away to Hannah Gardner. Gardner today, a walk and a line out. Takes the next pitch, and they both miss high and outside. The count starts off at 2-0. Gets a hold of that one. falling out and right through the mid of Rimby. She will turn to take second base. And it's another routine fly ball that eats up an outfielder for Hutch. We have seen that a couple times today, and Gardner is safe on an E9. So Macy Yost will grab a bat. Yost has been an RBI machine in both games of this doubleheader today. First pitch misses high and away here. Next pitch, fouled back to the screen. Count evens at 1-1. Yost, a sac fly RBI back in the first, an RBI single in the third. Came in to score in the third inning as well. Here, an off-speed pitch lifted to deep center field. The runner will tag up, and the throw to third is not in time, so that, for Yost, will succeed in getting Gardner over to third. Only one away in the inning, and Chloe Helsel at the plate. Helsel has 2 RBI herself today. Both came on a single back in the third inning. That's how South got from being down 1 to up 1 with one swing of the bat. First pitch to Helsel. Off speed, drops in for a strike. And the count starts 0-1 here to the Lady Cougar left fielder. Good stop there by Hogan. That's been another welcome change for Hutch in this game, as Hogan has definitely been a better backstop behind the plate than the catcher from game 1. There was a lot that got by and allowed South to either move up or, in many cases, even come in to score. Count here goes to 1-2, and the return throw gets by Kraft. Boy, you saw Gardner thought about it and then decided not to try and cause the chaos there. So it's Kraft hunting what would be just her third strikeout of the day. And won't find it there as that pitch misses high and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count to Helsel. Critical insurance run just 60 feet away. The 2-2 is chopped to third. They tried to turn and tag the runner, and then the throw is airmailed beyond the arm of Cornejo. And Chloe Helsel comes in to score another run on yet another. You kind of have to rule that an error. Goes down as an E5. And the inning continues with Brecken Webb at the plate. South looking for a big inning here. It's been slow and steady today. They got 1 run across in the first, 3 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and now 1 in the fifth. (1-0) fouled back to the screen. So the count goes even at 1-1. Webb settles back in. The 1-1 pitch is falling, into the mitt there of Borders, who made a really good play. That looked destined for left center, but Borders runs it down. And Delaney Harris will come to the plate with 2 down here in the inning. Borders just had to make a couple of plays out there. Matter of fact, she made 2 on Delaney Harris, who has popped up to her in each of her first 2 at-bats. Problem remains for the Lady Salthawks on the other side, though, that they are down to their final 6 outs. Oh, and 1 the count to Harris. Runner aboard at first. And a pitch that is stopped by Hogan. That was well up and out. On the other side for Hutch, it will be the top of the lineup due up. So all the best bats in the order will get one last crack at trying to get a few runs across, as another pitch misses high and away. Easy for Harris to lay off these last few. 2-1. Harris back in, Zizakam in the on-deck circle. And again, it's upstairs to bring the count to 3-1. Three-one pitch, swing and a miss, tipped back into the mid of Hogan, and the count is full. Kraft checks the wristlet. The payoff pitch is hit well out to left, but it will be right to Eckhoff, who gloves it for the 3rd out of the inning. But not before another run comes across for South. We will step away to the 6th we go. When we return, coverage of today's game is presented by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
Top of the order to lead things off for the Hutch Lady Salthawks, who find themselves down to their last 6 outs, but it'll be Jaden Durant, Bailey Pickering, and Colby Kraft. And these 3 have gotten on at a really effective clip. You look at what they've done today. They've reached base 7 of 9 times. Most of that has been done by Pickering and Kraft, who collectively have walked 4 times and singled twice. But Jaden Durant also has an infield single today. She will slap this ball into right center field. That'll get down in front of Langer. And it's a leadoff single here for Jaden Durant. As you see here, Hutch trying to find the runs needed at the very least to extend this game. Bailey Pickering has been getting on base at a crazy clip today. Talked about the work that Peyton Fritz has done in that regard. Pickering has reached base 6 of 6 times dating back to game 1 of the doubleheader. She has 3 walks, 2 singles, a double, 2 RBI, and 3 runs scored. The 0-1 shot foul down the third base line. Much like in the first game of this doubleheader, Hutch did all their damage, or at least all the damage that they've done so far early. They scored 2 runs back in the first. They got 1 run across in the second. And since then, they've gotten opportunities, but they've stranded 4 runners in the last 2 innings. Overall today, they have stranded 9 runners in 5 innings. One and 2 the count. Another pitch that misses low. And Fritz still trying to settle in and get these last 6 outs for her team. Another pitch outside. Earlier today, South got the win over Hutch, 15-5. On the baseball diamond, South got a 4-3 victory in game 1 of that doubleheader. And here it's another walk issued to Pickering, who has now reached base 7 times in this doubleheader. Well, you just don't see that every day. And now the best part of the lineup is up to bat. Colby Kraft, though, boy, I mentioned that Pickering has walked a lot. Kraft today, a walk, and a walk. She's walked 4 times in 2 games. She's only been recorded out once. And that's going to prompt Brecken Webb to come out and have a word with Peyton Fritz in the circle. The defense has been really good for South. In this doubleheader, they've committed just 1 error between the 2 games. But Fritz, trying to record these outs herself, has put a lot of free runners aboard. 1-0 is low again. And the count goes to 2-0. If I'm Colby Kraft, I'm not swinging until I see a strike here. Like I said, Kraft has walked 3 times in this game alone. And now, well, after a called strike, we'll have the count go to 2-1. Two aboard. Kraft does represent the tying run at the plate. And now we got a, slow runner back to the bag. They didn't get her. But, boy, that was lackadaisical. Jaden Durant was just kind of hanging out off the bag. It was a good throw from Webb. The 3-1. Big swing and a pop-up. That'll stay on the infield. And it's gloved there by Zizakam for the first out of the inning. Problem is, Brooklyn Hogan has had a heck of a day. She's already driven in 3. RBI double back in the first, RBI single in the second. Ground out back to the pitcher in the 4th. Gets a hold of this one, but to the deepest part of the ballpark, and that's easy enough work. And now the runner wants to test the arm, will be in safely, as Langer makes the catch and everybody moves up a station. The important thing for South, though, is that there's 2 away in the inning. And with Cheyenne Cornejo coming to the bat, just got to find a way to keep these runs off the board and put Hutch down to their final 3 outs. First pitch in for a called strike. Oh, and 1 the count to Cornejo. A single, a strikeout, and a walk. That one taken to left center. Oh, and it's in and out of the mid of Helsel. That's going to score 2 runs. Got to rule that an error as it was in and out of the glove. And that is a brutal break for Salina South, as this is now a 1-run ball game on the E7. Durant comes in to score. Pickering comes in to score. And even when Cornejo isn't necessarily trying to, she brings runs in. So both of those will go down as unearned, as will anything else collected in this inning. And now it's head coach Clayton Evans' turn to have a word with the home plate umpire, as I believe we're going to have a courtesy runner. And it's going to be a player who is not on the official roster. So number 3 is in to run at second base. Again, not sure who that is. But we'll take over for Cornejo. And it will be Aliana Borders at the plate. So they will render the decision here to Coach Vadrine. Wonder if that long chat was about who that might have been. Either way, number 3 represents the tying run. She is aboard in scoring position. And with 2 out, a critical out to record here for Peyton Fritz and the Lady Cougars. Borders in this game is 0 for 2 with a walk. Back in game number 1, she was 1 for 2, also with a walk. And after talking to both coaches, now our home plate umpire comes over and has a word with Mrs. Fritz down the line. We play on here, though. 2 away in the inning. Tying run aboard at second. Big chance for Hutch to try and even this game up. And the first pitch in the dirt, good stop there by Brecken Webb. Boy, a couple of pitches have gotten by Webb, but for the most part, she has been a brick wall behind plate, and she's needed to be. Borders trying to make some noise here. Next pitch in there for a strike. The count evens at 1-1. Marciano is in the on-deck circle. This ball, though, jammed to second, picked up by Harris, and that will put a stop to the 6th inning, but not before 2 runs coming to score on an error. Hutch has brought this back within 1. South trying to extend the lead. When we come back, it's the home half of the 6th here on the Salina Post Sports Network.
Sage is your go-to source for industrial strength cleaning products, ice melt, floor equipment, paper, asphalt, and just about everything in between. Whether you're a maintenance supervisor, a small business, or just wanting your home to look amazing, stop by 732 North 9th Street in Salina, where we will be happy to assist you. You can also visit us at sageselects.com or call us at 309-1919. Sage Products, the right call every time.
When there is wastewater backing up into your home, time is crucial. Hours are precious to minimize the mess and damage. That is where Salina Septic Service looks out for you with direct access to their dispatch board, so you can schedule the first available appointment, upload pictures and description of your problem on the Salina Septic Service website, and secure your appointment 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Money-saving specials now and information on worry-free service plans when you visit salinasepticservice.com.
1-run ball game as we go to the home half of inning number 6. It'll be Sadie Zizakam, Briley Moss, and Mackenzie Langer to lead things off here for the Lady Cougars, who saw a 3-run lead trimmed down to a 2-run lead. And, boy, frustration here for Colby Kraft, who I believe is looking in for the sign. Whatever the sign was, it was not ready. And, I mean, they're still looking into the dugout, trying to get the sign from their coach. And like I said, I don't know what the miscommunication is, but first pitch is on the way, and it's in for a strike. So whatever got called, it worked out. But you could tell Hogan was confused. Kraft was confused. The whole infield was looking into the dugout. 1-0 pitch. Zizakam puts that into right field. That'll get down. And she is aboard with a leadoff single. That is the second hit of the day for Sadie Zizakam. And it brings up Briley Moss, who is certainly due for a hit here, as South is looking for a reason, or a way rather, to extend the lead. So far, Moss is 0 for 3 in this game. A pop-up, a fly-out, and a ground-out. She'll square to bunt, gets it down. It's a beauty. Throw to first. It's close. Did they get her? Yes, they did, but still, great piece of bunting for Briley Moss, and Sadie Zizakam is now in scoring position with 1 away. So Mackenzie Langer will grab a bat. She drove in a run on an infield single back in the 4th inning. She is the only Lady Cougar who's reached base in all 3 at-bats today in this game. Langer a single, a walk, an infield single, an RBI, 2 runs scored. And this one in for a called strike. She'll fall behind in the count at 0-1. Even if it's just 1 run, if you're South, you just want to find a way to scratch something across here and at least go into the last inning with more than a 1-run lead. As, boy, Langer got caught chasing that one. And she is behind 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Peyton Fritz in the on-deck circle. And the 0-2 shot to second, picked up by Garland. Throw to first in time. So 2 away, but a critical insurance run is 60 feet away, and here comes Peyton Fritz. Fritz has been put out just once today in the doubleheader. You go back to game number 1, and for Peyton Fritz, she had a single, a walk, a single, a 2-run home run, 3 runs scored, an RBI. She picked up where she left off here in game number 2 with a single and an infield single and a run scored. And Evans, Coach Evans, that is, will head out here to talk with his pitcher. Quick update from our Bennington State Bank scoreboard, but Salina South baseball is down 5-2 to the Hutchinson Salthawks. Remember, they got the win in game number 1, 4-3. They'll have work to do trying to come back and get game 2 here. Hutch trying to do the same on the softball diamond. And while they talk it over, we'll take this moment to remind you the coverage today is brought to you in part by AJ Honey Farms. From raw honey to wax melts to beekeeping tools, boxes, and frames, AJ Honey has it all and more. Treat yourself to their locally produced honey items or get a beautifully packaged gift set for a loved one. Stop in and see AJ Honey Farms at 901 North 9th Street in Salina. You wonder if Hutch is even going to bother pitching to Peyton Fritz here. We've seen her intentionally walked, well, I have, more than anyone else in the area, maybe more than everyone else in the area combined, but it looks like they are going to pitch to her here. We'll see how they pitch to her as Kraft is looking over for the sign here. Insurance runs 60 feet away, but 2 down in the inning. Pitch to Fritz. Big swing and a miss. That one low and outside. Fritz falls behind. If they can get to her, Hannah Gardner is in the on-deck circle. The 0-1. Outside, and the count goes even at a ball and a strike. Those pitches in similar locations. You can tell Kraft is trying to keep everything away to Fritz here. Already 1 home run in this doubleheader for Peyton Fritz. The 1-1. That one hit well out to left center, and that will one hop to the fence. Fritz will turn for 2, and it's an RBI double for Peyton Fritz as Sadie Heisecom comes in to score the 7th Lady Cougar run of the game. Good work for Salina South and for Peyton Fritz, who has had just a monster day at the plate. So Maria Alicia Martinez will come in to run for Fritz. And Hannah Gardner is at the plate here for the Lady Cougars. She'll take the first pitch in for a called strike. Oh, and 1 the count to Gardner. She's walked, lined out, reached on an error, and scored back in the 5th. 0-1 pitch. Called strike again on the outer half. Strike zone's been outside, but it's been consistently outside to both teams today. It's 0-2. Gardner will have to get protective. And the 0-2 pitch is swung on, taken up the middle, coming over, booting it there. Runner never stopped. They throw to the plate. They can't field it. Now taking off for second is Gardner. And another run comes in to score. Boy, they had Martinez dead to rights at the plate. I think you do technically have to rule that an E2 because if she catches that cleanly, it's an out. And Macy Yost will grab a bat as Gardner moves up on the play. First pitch to Yost, off speed, inside for ball 1. Next pitch, also inside. Yost has an RBI single, a sac fly RBI, and a fly out to straightaway center. She has driven in 3 runs today. 2-0, she'll foul it off. Back to the concourse. So things go to 2-1 here on Yost. Chloe Helsel with the 2 RBI single is in the on-deck circle. South has done all of this damage with 2 away. 2-1, struck well. That one will once again chase Eckhoff all the way to the fence. And it's another RBI double. Now we might have a rundown. The throwback to second not in time. So it's an RBI double here for Macy Yost. And that is good work for South, who just continues to pour it on here in the 6th. Helsel at the plate. 2 RBI single for her back in the 3rd, reached on an error back in the 5th. And we'll take low and inside for ball 1. Hutch will be down to their final 3 outs on the other end. And it will be the bottom 3rd of the order, Marciano, Rimby, and Eckhoff. The last hopes for the Lady Salthawks as this misses high and away. And a 2-0 count to Chloe Helsel. 2-0 pitch from Kraft, also inside. That one goes off the mitt, then off the cleat. And with a 3-0 count, I would imagine Helsel will be taking all the way here. Kraft's 3-0 pitch is a called strike at the knees, and now the bat comes off the shoulder for Helsel, who has reached in each of her last 2 plate appearances. 3 balls, 1 strike. Kraft will deliver, and it's another one hit on a line. This one, though, is caught by Marciano in center, and that will stop the 6th inning, but not before the Lady Cougars find 3 insurance runs. They lead 9-5 as we go to the 7th inning of play here on the Salina Post Sports Network. Coverage today presented by the good folks at Kelly Kitchener's Shelter Insurance.
I'm Brian Arms, your mortgage loan originator at Equity Bank here in Salina, Kansas. I'm a lifelong Salina resident here to tell you our bank can offer you mortgage and refinance options with terms designed for you. Why leave our community when you can choose the bank that never forgets it's your money? With 2 locations in town on Ohio Street and Santa Fe Avenue, there's no better time to apply online, in person, or over the phone. Learn more at equitybank.com, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Back to softball as we go to the visitors' 7th, one last chance for the Lady Salthawks to put something on the board and avoid falling in another sweep here this season. The Lady Cougars trying to stay undefeated here at home, where they are 7-0 coming into the 2nd game of this doubleheader, and that includes the first win today. Errors have kind of come back to haunt this defense for Hutch, which is now trying to sort things out, but they are down to their final 3 bingo coupons here. And they will have to try and scratch and claw and find their way back. They were only down by 1, but those 3 runs are big, as they now trail, as I mentioned before, by 4 runs. And it's the bottom 3rd of the order. Mercedes Marciano, Salina Rindy, and Annalie Eckhoff. These 3 collectively today are 1 for 9. Peyton Fritz down in the count, 2-0. Will deliver the pitch to Marciano. That's a cross for the first strike, and the count goes to 2-1. Make plans to join us next Friday as we keep the softball action going in the area. We will be down in Brookville as the El Saline Lady Cardinals take on the Bennington Lady Bulldogs. Coverage of that one coming your way at 3 p.m. next Friday. It's continuing coverage here in the spring of our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week series. Fritz's pitch is in the dirt, and the count is full to Mercedes Marciano. Payoff pitch. Hit to second. Picked up by Harris. Throw to first in time. 1 away here for South. And Salina Rimby at the plate. Rimby is 0 for 3 today. Well, is this Rimby? We'll see. No, we've got a pinch hitter. That is Kiera Sterling, a freshman. First true pinch hitter of the day. Sterling, again, a true freshman, will swing a bat here in place of Rimby, who was 0 for 3. Big spot for Kiera Sterling. Facing Fritz, one away in the inning, her team down to their final 2 outs. And the first pitch is high and away. Like I said, for Fritz, only 1 error committed in this doubleheader by her defense. Got to find a way to trust that, as the 1-0 is also high. Easy takes for Kiera Sterling early in this at-bat. See what she gets here on 2-0. Another in the dirt. So low, then high, then low again. And the count is 3-0. And I would imagine Sterling is going to be taking all the way here. 3-0 is low, ball 4. And it's another 4-pitch walk issued here by Peyton Fritz. Walks have been a problem. That is now the 8th of the game for Peyton Fritz. First pitch here is a strike to Annalie Eckhoff. Lady Cougars 2 outs away from putting this game to bed. That ball hit on a line out to the left. It'll get down in front of Helsel. And it's a single for Annalie Eckhoff. And here comes the top of the order with Jaden Durant at the plate. Durant's already 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored today. Her team is down by 4. There's still work to do, but Hutch has life here in the 9th. Durant had a 1 for 3 day in game 1. That ball is going to get by, and the runners move up. 60 feet each for Kiera Sterling and Annalie Eckhoff. It's another passed ball. No chance for the traditional double play. And that one just misses off the plate, and the count is 3-0 here to Jaden Durant. Can't risk walking the bases loaded with Bailey Pickering in the on-deck circle. But that's exactly what... Ooh, no, a called strike. That one looked a touch outside. But it's a 3-1 count. Now a chance for Fritz to battle back. Infield pop-up. Coming in are the corners, and it's gloved by Webb. That's a good squeeze for Brecken Webb. And Salina South is 1 out away from recording the sweep. But they'll have to get Bailey Pickering, which is something they have not done all day long. Bailey Pickering has come to the plate 7 times. She has reached base 7 times. A walk, a 2 RBI double, a walk, an infield single, a regular single, a walk, and another walk. 0-1, though, is fouled back to the screen, and Peyton Fritz has her right where she wants her with an 0-2 count. This has been an uncharacteristically low strikeout day for Peyton Fritz. Only 1 all game, the 0-2. And a jam shot almost into the mid of Harris. 1 run scores. They'll hold the runner up. Taking second on the play is Bailey Pickering. Add another to her tally as she's got an RBI single. And this is still the most dangerous part of the Lady Salthawk lineup. Kiera Sterling comes in to score the run. That makes it 9-6. Big swing at the first pitch here for Colby Kraft. Kraft represents the tying run with Eckhoff at third and Pickering at second. She is looking for her first hit today. She has 3 walks to go with 1 flyout. Lady Cougars needing 1 more out. Hutch needing at least 3 more runs. Peyton Fritz looking to settle in. The 1-1 pitch is on the way, and it's low again. Count goes to 2-1. These are the two best bats in the Lady Salt Hawk lineup. Colby Kraft at the plate. Brooklyn Hogan in the on-deck circle. That's smacked into center field. That gets down. 1 run comes in to score. And the second runner, held up at third as the throw got by Webb. So only 1 run comes in to score, but Hutch now has the tying run in scoring position. As Kraft moves up, you got to roll it as an RBI single, and then she advances to second. And here comes RBI machine, Brooklyn Hogan. RBI double, RBI single already today. Hits this one out into shallow center, picked up by Langer. They'll hold the runner, and another comes in to score. It's a 1-run game here in the 7th inning. Sterling is in, Eckhoff is in, now Pickering is in, and Colby Kraft takes her base at first. It's an RBI single for Brooklyn Hogan, and it all comes down to Gianna Cornejo trying to keep this game alive for the Lady Salthawks. You got to give a lot of credit to Hutch. A 3-14 team on the verge of being swept, down by 4. They've shown some real fight here in this 7th inning, but for South, they would love if it was all for naught. Hogan aboard at first. She represents the go-ahead run. Kraft aboard at third. She represents the tying run. And if I'm South, I'm not even entertaining Hogan at first. If she wants to take second, you let her. 2 down in the inning. You just need 1 more out. The 1-2 popped up. Back near the fence. Here comes Webb, and she gloves it against the fence. But they say, yeah, you can't trap it against the fence. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. And Webb, boy, came so close to ending this game, but we play on. 2 strikes. The 0-2 to Cornejo is fouled away. She fights off another. Angle of the mitt matters so much for Webb there. Again, if she's able to get it in the webbing, but either way, here we go. No balls, 2 strikes, tying run 60 feet away. The 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3, and that will do it. Peyton Fritz, her second strikeout of the game, will allow South to escape with a 9-8 victory. They get a doubleheader sweep, 15-5 in Game 1, 9-8 in Game 2. That'll also wrap up our coverage here on the Salina Post Game of the Week, presented as always by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will be back with El Saline and Bennington softball next Friday, but until then, good night, and we'll see you next Friday on the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week.